Technical difficulties, gang. There you go. See, yeah,
Yo,
dude, I know what I'm doing. Technical difficulties, gang. I messed up on something, but it's okay. I'm not gonna go through all that. But yeah, like I said, we got Ian Students. Ian, great guy, dude. He's a ex-UFC fighter. Has some cool foundations. Does some stuff with injured fighters, injured veterans. Particularly, he focuses on using things like mushroom and other psychedelics to help heal the brain. I'm a proponent of that. You know, I mean, you guys can't talk about that because you know you guys are still young, but that's fine.
We love a lot of it. Dude, respect a lot of the Ian's work. No, I began ayahuasca. All the research been going good.
Yeah. Have you guys partaked in like the ayahuasca or anything? I think that's like
I haven't, because you know they're for traumatic brain injuries, TBIs for athletes. So you get people from football and other combat sports going on these retreats, and all of Ian's research has been paying off.
Yeah.
So it's been giving him all the results he's wanted.
Yep. Yeah, dude. You guys are what? You said you're 18, right? And you're 19. Bro, when I was 18 and 19, where was I? I was like training still, but I was like not as serious as probably you guys look like you are. Bro, I was kind of scoping your guys' profile, dude. My generation was about like partying, bro. We were just like doing drugs and
it was a lot different back then. Now it's like some kids want to lock in. Other than that, other kids are just doing whatever with their life.
Yeah,
it's kind of just how it rolls, especially in San Clemente.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys are
like
you guys are the affluent part of the city, bro. You guys are. You got parents to make happy.
Yeah.
To make happy.
I feel like the MMA world has changed. You know, it used to be just people who grew up fighting, like fucking each other up, but now you get a lot of people doing it for the competitive aspect. You know, who were literally raised doing this as a sport.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see the levels heighten.
Yeah. It's crazy because you see kids like your age that they're coming in and they're starting MMA and they're just learning everything together, bro. Because I remember when I was younger, and Ian probably was worse for him because he's a little bit older than me, but I remember even for my generation, it's like you started seeing like the MMA gyms pop up that would have like your boxing, your Muay Thai, your jiu-jitsu and stuff. But they were so expensive, bro, and they weren't like now they're everywhere, bro. Most gyms are gonna have everything together in one house now, you know.
Yeah.
Our gym's called Spider Muay Thai, but we have jiu-jitsu and MMA. You know, we just focus on it Muay Thai. But yeah, now you're seeing kids your age, which like you said you were doing. Both of you actually said you're both grappling for like a little bit longer than before MMA, right?
Yeah, I did it for a little bit. He did a little more than me. He had like a stupid amount of comps and
for wrestling.
I grew up doing jiu-jitsu. You know, my dad was a black belt. It was me and my older brother. We were always competing like every single weekend in jiu-jitsu. And then it's like a year before high school, start wrestling, and then mixing those up. Wrestled for 5 years. So the competitive scene it's been tough, but decided to start MMA.
Was your dad like super about like making you compete? Like, was he always taking you to train? Was that like a big part of your guys' childhood?
Always. And there were definitely times where I didn't respect it. But looking back, I do really admire what he did for me. Because there were times where I would have quit if it was my choice. But, you know, it gave me principles, gave me everything I needed to succeed now in MMA.
Yeah. Where did your dad get his black belt from?
Gracie Baja.
Gracie Baja?
Yeah, so he got his from Flavio Almeida.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this whole area has just a bunch of good like jiu-jitsu. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Royce Gracie opened up the first jiu-jitsu gym in Torrance, I think.
Yeah.
Like ever. Entire United States. Dude, that's pretty, you know, right here, bro. It's the hub, baby.
It's crazy. I think like SoCal's such a big fight. The culture now, it's insane. Like
yeah.
OC, like sometimes we'll train at Costa Mesa at Tenori, the Tenori gym.
Yeah.
That shit's like, you got like one gym here, one gym there. You got one gym like spread out, like another one down the street. You're literally driving by gyms like on the way there, and they're all like within a block's separation of each other. It's crazy.
And they all got quality too.
Yeah, like
really good fighters out of every single one of those gyms.
Yeah, professionals, like everything. Insane.
Yeah.
Literally insane.
Dude, that gym, like, it's like a private gym, right? You have to be invited or something?
Tenori?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just obviously Ian knows people. He has his connections, so we just hop in and out. But it's a blessing to be in there, honestly. Like, way better than our gym.
Yeah.
True, honest opinion. Because I mean, it's private. Got nice bags, nice everything, nice setup, full cage setup, everything.
Dude, the bags look freaking fancy in there, dude. Yeah. They're like this brown. They're like brown, right? Brown and black.
Yeah, we found out.
They're like high grade purse leather, right?
Yeah, they're like high grade, like purse leather, and like they spent like upwards of $50,000 on them or some bullshit like that.
That's preposterous, bro.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
For punching bags that we kick and destroy basically on the daily and like just cover with our sweat. Purse leather.
Is that like a fighter's gym or is that like trying to be like an influencer's type gym?
It's a fighter's gym, so like they I don't know if you watch One Champ,
Yeah.
but they have like Cade and Ty Ruotolo. So they have the Ruotolo brothers, and then they have they sponsor like Peyton Talbot, BJ Penn, some other people's. I've seen not me personally, but I've seen on like Instagram stories. Sean Strickland's been in there, a bunch of other people. So it's just like a private like gym that like I guess Tenori, whoever founds it, has fighters, sponsors fighters, surfers, just a numerous amount of people.
Yeah. Well, those brothers, what's their coach's name? Eric Paulson, isn't he? Doesn't he have a few guys that he trains out at Tenor?
Yeah, there's one. There's a dude. There's a guy named Elijah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if Elijah. Apparently, he's like a college wrestler, and I think he has a combat belt. What was it like 559?
It was 559 fights. I know he won that belt there. Looks like a badass. Would love to get some work in with him.
Yeah, dude, those 559 fights have been popping up a lot lately, dude.
Yeah.
I like literally anytime I interview someone, they're always telling me how sick the fights were over there. Yeah. Have you guys been to any of them?
I haven't. The last card was up in Visalia, and my agent wanted me to fight on that card, but didn't get work off. So it would have been an easy win, but
yeah. You have an agent, bro?
signed with Iridium.
So,
of course, Ian with his connections, super blessed.
Yeah. Wait, but you too or what?
Nah. Ian's working on it.
Oh shit! Well, I assume because you have like jiu-jitsu background or something, you competed a lot in the past. I'm assuming, right?
Yes,
sure. When you started doing wrestling, was the transition from BJJ to wrestling, was that like a hard transition?
It was hard for me. My older brother was always more of a prodigy, and just first wrestling practice there, he came whoop someone who plays in CIF, and they put him up in the varsity room. When I first got into high school, my brother's 4 years older than me, so I was getting in while he left. They didn't put me into a single kind of frost shop practice. They put me straight into the varsity room, and I was not deserving of that. It was hard for me to make that adjustment. I got in maybe freshman year, I was 94 pounds, not 10 pounds under 104, and I sucked, like really bad. So I used to pop like 2 pills of ibuprofen a day just to kind of be able to work past that pain of you just getting taken down all over again. It was rough.
Yeah. I did jits. I didn't do wrestling. I never took wrestling, but I was blessed because the jiu-jitsu coach I had was like really big on like takedowns and stuff like that. So I worked a lot of it, and I remember my first half of my jiu-jitsu training was like a lot of just on the ground stuff, like starting at the knees, and then after I did that for a couple months, he started implementing the wrestling part of it. And I was like, damn, it's different because with the wrestling, it's like, it's very like versus jits is more like flowy and stuff,
They're on you. They're on you.
I also think that's like a big thing too, that like a lot of jiu-jitsu gyms don't have anymore. It's like, they don't have like that aggressiveness. Like majority of them are like, oh, I'm going to lay on my back.
Yeah.
Pull up to a 10th planet. Like you got full sling.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard compared to like other gyms that are like smaller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I think I'm a bigger advocate for Nogi, and I know people are probably going to be like, "Oh, dude, of course he is," because
you learn the base.
You're right, but it's like, dude, like when you get rid of the gi, it forces you to really have to like be aggressive and like hold people, like physically hold people down. That's the thing, dude. Is I when I was doing jits, bro, I would have like older people that like were not the best fit people, but they're able to like grab my like lapel or not lapel, I'm sorry, my gi and stuff in weird ways that I couldn't get out of, And I was like, bro, if you didn't have that thing to grab, I would have just like broken out of that.
Shuts you down completely.
So just bro.
And that's what I think that I like about Nogi, and it's like for us too. It's like, I mean, he did jiu-jitsu all the time, but I've always liked Nogi more than gi. Like I did gi when I was a kid, and I just remember it. I think it's kind of dumb in my opinion. Yeah. It's like, bro, if I'm gonna be in a scrap, if I'm gonna be fighting MMA, like I'm going to be no shirt on, just shoes or just my shorts, just scrapping, and that's it. And like, I think for me to train gi, like it's important, but like it's not that important,
Yeah, you're wrong. Like I trained gi recently, love gi, grew up doing it. I do think no gi is more realistic, and for the career I'm going for, it's definitely more valuable to train more no gi.
Yeah, MMA is. Well, I mean, like, people get upset, dude. People get so upset because they're like, that's not tradition and whatnot. And I'm just like, I'm not trying to be tradition, dog. I feel like martial arts in general, it's a lot of people have a hard time like adapting to the new thing that's happening, the new generation, right? Like you still have people today talk about like moves that Bruce Lee did, right, from the 70s or whatever, 80s and 90s, and I'm like, yeah, it was cool, but that was cool like 20 years ago, dude. Like we've evolved and moved on to new things, bro.
It's crazy. Like the fight games change. Like Ian tells us about it all the time. He's always talking to us about like how he used to just like pull up to beaches and just scrap, or like he used to just like pull up to gyms and like they would teach him like certain moves. Like now, like the fight game is so different that like everyone's learning everything like on pristine, and that's why it's so much harder nowadays too for like the people that want to go pro. So it's like it makes it 10 times harder now because everyone's like on their technique. Everyone knows what they're talking about. Like it's not some fool in a McDojo telling you to do some Wing Chun stuff or whatever.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's facts though, dude. It's I noticed like even with my younger nephews and nieces that they have like no interest in fighting, but it's like they know what like an arm bar is. They get the idea of it. They know like what a hook looks like, you know, just because it's everywhere. It's on the internet. They're seeing clips on the internet. They're watching the UFC is pretty mainstream now, you know. So you're having a generation of kids that are just more used to like techniques, you know what I mean? And so you see them go into classes and they're able to ask questions that I remember when I first started doing martial arts. I started when I was like young, bro. I started when I was 7, dude, but I would just show up and whatever you told me to do, I would do. I wouldn't sit there and think about like, I want to learn this technique, you know? I just be like, tell me what to do, you know? So that's a cool change in the martial arts community. But yeah, dude, you see a lot of the older generation try to hold on to stuff, you know? I just got in an argument with this dude, bro. He did a freaking he was showing a technique and it was like a backhand to the body, but without a spinning, you know? So it was basically like a slap to the body, right? And we literally, I just commented under it like, cool move, but I think just throwing like a hook to the body is gonna be more effective.
Yeah,
bro.
I don't know about that.
throw a backhand to the body. Just wow,
dude raged on me. We were in the comments going back and forth, and then he started DMing me. He's telling me to watch these videos and instructional. He's like a coach, I guess, you know, and just watch some instructionals of his. And I was like, bro, you're just judo chopping. And I should have already knew. I was like, look, this looks like some kung fu karate shit. And he's all like, yeah, this is Bruce Lee's thing. Bruce Lee was very effective. And I was like, all right, here we go, dude. This is some dude that he was considerably older than me, right? Like at least he looked like he was probably like close to 10 years older than me. So I was like, you have some fool that learned how to fight like back in the 90s, the 80s, and he just never evolved. He just held on to that belief system. I'm not trying to talk shit, bro. Live your life, dude. But I was like, dog, you know, a good hook to the body is going to hurt more than that. I'm not saying don't use the technique. I'm just saying like for people, I'll comment stuff like that on the internet just because some people that don't know how to fight, they'll see that shit and they'll be like, oh, this is the new best thing, you know?
I think that's the scariest part, to be honest. I always look at that like whenever I just go to the regular gym, I see like trainers like, have you seen the EOS people at EOS?
I used to be one.
Like, yeah, training and like them throwing punches. Like, I think the scariest part about that is you're going to have some like old ass lady or like some like middle-aged lady or some like older guy come in, do that stuff, get the wrong techniques, and then think that like he's all that and get in a bad situation, try and use it, and it's not going to end up good.
Yeah.
I literally think that's like the most dangerous part about like now and today in like fighting. It's like, and that's another thing too, is like you walk into a gym and you get humbled. Like some kids will walk into gym. Like I've had some of my friends walk into the gym and they're like, oh, your scrapping is like straight BS. And then like they walk in and they're like, all right, like valid.
Fuck 'em up.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em up.
It's just sketchy now. Like, I feel like it's the most dangerous part is like no one understands like the full realism of it.
Yeah. I just feel like it's scamming. You're just scamming people, bro. That's why like people will be like mind your own business, like get out of the comments, whatever. But to me, it's like, dude, like I said, I've been doing martial arts since I was 7. You know, I'm 35 now, right? So I'm not like in a cult or anything. I'm not gonna kill someone over it. But at the same time, it's like if I see someone like that I feel like is scamming people, like customers, and I'm not saying he's he's a coach. He has fighters. I don't know what gym he's out of. He's not from around here, but I'm sure he has good technique. It's just that one thing looked shitty to me, you know. And I just feel like if someone sees that and they think it's the hot shit and they're like, I'm gonna pay this fool to teach me off this shitty technique, I'm like, hey, if you want to do that, that's fine, bro. It's a free country, but I'm gonna let you know that that's a shitty technique, bro. You know?
Yeah.
Sure, and like these coaches will ruin a lot of talented kids, especially in the SoCal area. There's so many, talented kids going around with great genetics, and it's almost like they're built from this because their parents are successful, and that's why they're settling down here. And these coaches just they take the talent, they can't do anything with it.
Yeah,
and it's unfortunate because a lot of these people will never live up to their potential, and it's like an obsession of mine that I have to live up with my potential. It's like I need to. It's a need.
Yeah.
And so you got to chase the best places. You got to be able to think on your own. And a lot of these coaches won't be able to help you with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the other thing too, is, be careful with who you follow, bro. You know what I mean? I told my friend earlier, we were talking about something similar like that. And I was like, yeah, you got Gym Max, bro.
Yeah, you got Gym Max.
Got Gym Max.
You got Gym Max, bro. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I'll be in the comments on IG all the time, bro. People be reporting my shit, dude, because they get all butthurt. Whatever, though, dude. I don't know. I feel like it's my duty.
Keyboard warriors.
Right, bro. I love, dude. This fool like told me to go fly out to where he lived, so I guess he wanted to try to show me the technique. I assume he wanted to beat me up. This dude was huge too, by the way. He's like 240 pounds, 6'3". And I straight up told him, I was like, bro, you're a big man, and he's like muscular, he's in shape, right? Knows how to fight, right? And I was like, you backhanding someone in the ribs like that might work for you because you're a giant, you know, but that doesn't, I don't think it's an effective technique, because if I try that, me being 5'8", 150 pounds, that's not going to work. I'm not going to get the same results, right? So that's why I don't consider it a good technique, bro. If it's a good technique, then a smaller person should be able to apply it, and it works somewhat. Like a rear naked choke, bro, you teach that to a girl, she's going to choke a dude out. It doesn't matter, like, you know, how much stronger you are. Once she gets that neck, it's like, you know, unless you slam her or something, you know?
Yeah, no, that's honestly so true, because like I'll be in jiu-jitsu and they're like teaching something and they're like, hey, you're gonna have to pin this arm down, and then I go and grapple and I go and put it down, and the next thing you know, I have the dude who's like 100 pounds heavier than me just lifting it up, and I'm like, well, fuck. I was like, great, man, I can't not doing that move.
Yeah,
it's just how it is.
It'd be like that, dude. I stopped doing just because of that, bro. I had a bigger dude fuck my knee up, dude. I almost got a complete tear in my MCL, and I just was like, I just didn't want to go back after that. Yeah,
that's pretty valid. You always have the beginners like cranking something they're not supposed to. Doing something.
Yeah,
well, these people be teaching just ankle locks and knee bars straight off the bat.
10th planet.
Those are not beginner moves, my friend.
Yeah, heel hooks and all that. I remember at my spot, they didn't want us to do heel hooks for a little bit. Like the new people, he was not cool with heel hooks and all that.
Yeah, that's how it is at our place. We have a pretty good jiu-jitsu program. Like, that's kind of how we're in like Tenori too. It's because like our coach Chetty, like the main jiu-jitsu coach, trains with the Rotzlers and everything else. But it's like he teaches us stuff that like you would have never thought of in like your entire life. But we learned this, like, remember that crucifix?
Yeah, we sat there
submission?
We sat there and watched the Rotolos just kind of brainstorm this move together where you would jump to the crucifix. Technically, you're jumping to the darts from open guard. If someone has you in open guard, you're jumping to the darts, but then you can transform that into a high guard or crucifix move and be able to chain a couple of different submissions in there. And like the Rotolos are brilliant. Being able to watch them just sit there and brainstorm with each other, you know, it's really admired that. Really did.
Yeah, they're definitely talented, dude.
But that's like one of the things about our coach, though, is like they have that, and then like you were saying about heel hooks, like, we don't run that in the gym really. And then like whenever we do, it's like he's watching the beginners, like making sure that they're not gonna blow each other's knees out. And then like even like when we're doing it, and he like walks around and sees us rolling, it's like yell at us.
Yeah,
we got a great coaching staff. You know, got Ian, Chetty, you know, Fight Strong, Tenori, are two great gyms. We're able to train pretty much every day, so it's a blessing. We're able to improve at a high rate, and that's why I think we're going to be the best.
Yeah. Did you guys meet at the gym, or are you guys friends outside?
We knew each other briefly in high school. He wrestled for a little bit, but we never really knew each other until I came into Fight Strong. He was there before me.
We kind of just know. I mean, like San Clemente is a small town, so like since we come from it, it's like literally everyone knows each other. You have like someone knows that person, no matter where you are in SC. It's like I just kind of knew of him already. Like he was on the wrestling team. I was on the wrestling team for a short time. Everyone hung out in the same room. Like the wrestling team was all in the same room all the time. Everyone knew each other. So it was just like I just saw him walking in the gym today. I was like, "Yo, what's up?" Like, what's going on?
We both dated Mormons too. Though.
You guys dated Mormons, like the same Mormon, or what?
Nah, they're like best friends. So it was like kind of something funny.
Yeah, wait, aren't you like? No, you're a hardcore Christian, right?
No,
which one was it? It was you.
You're Christian.
You're a Catholic. Well, let's go. It's Haram, bro.
Hey, man.
I won't say hardcore Christian just because I feel like I can be definitely more spiritual. I do tell people to establish a relationship with Jesus first before going to the church, because a lot of people in the church can drive people away from that relationship. And I'm not going to be blind and say the church has never been corrupt. It has. So I really applaud people to think for themselves, and having no hope, you got to have faith in something. Having no faith is not as good as having faith in something.
Yeah. I just finished watching Kingdom of Heaven, bro. You guys seen that movie? Right before your time, bro.
I think I have.
Dude, that movie's so
My
hard,
mom
bro.
always tells me to watch this shit.
Dude, that movie, bro?
Yeah.
Bro.
It's good though. Hey.
I saw it on Sunday, dude, and I saw it like a long time ago in the movie theater when it first came out. It came out in like 2003 or something, and I just kind of forgot about it, and then I just was randomly looking for a movie to watch, and it still was being watched a lot, you know? It was still like one of the top, like it was on like the second page of top viewed movies, you know? So I was like, all right, let me rewatch this, dude. It's so good. It's about the battle of or Jerusalem. You know how it was taken over by what's that king that had that had leprosy? Can't remember his name.
King
dude.
Baldwin.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. So King Baldwin. It was when he fought the Sultan, and when he basically when the Muslims took Jerusalem back. You know, so freaking epic, bro. It's kind of dude. The main characters are Orlando Bloom, dude, and just the opening scene is his wife. She commits she unalives herself. I gotta watch what I say because of YouTube. She unalives herself, right? And so the Knights Templar, you know who the Knights Templar are?
Yeah.
The French Knights from the Holy Knights, whatever, right? They're just randomly going through this fool's town, and they see his dead wife or his unalive wife, and they meet her husband, and they tell him like, oh, you know, offering yourself is a sin, you know, so she's probably condemned to hell. And they're like, but you can probably save her soul and your soul if you come on a crusade with us to protect Jerusalem from the Muslims, right?
Crusaders in that movie were tough.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Isn't that so gnarly though? Hey, I'm sorry your wife is unalive. Come freaking waste your life away with me. You know?
That's something actually that Ian like pushes on us a lot. Like he says that he's trying to make us like a spiritual warriors in a way. So like he has a group and he's like been on the whole crusade thing, Catholic, and I mean obviously they come from a Catholic kind of background area. But I think it's amazing. He tries to make us a crusader in a way.
Yeah.
So that way, like whenever we step into the cage or the ring, wherever we're gonna be, like we're gonna be a crusader. We're gonna dog it out.
Yeah. Well, there's a spiritual aspect to it too, especially in fighting. I'm sure that helped. It's very helpful. But yeah, it's a good movie, bro. I just thought it was interesting because I'm like, damn, bro, you can't unalive yourself, but you can unalive other people, and it's like for the right cause type, you know. Yeah. But yeah, it's a great movie. This dude goes on this journey of finding himself, and I think it's really cool because it shows you a lot of how the Muslims and like was it the Romans, right? The Roman, just how they interacted with each other, right?
Yeah.
Like, cause it wasn't always like war, bro. Like that king from the Sultan, when he met, what's his name? You said King Baldwin, right?
King Baldwin.
He meets with King Baldwin, right? Because one of his noblemen, he does something to a Muslim guy, so the whole Muslim world is gonna attack Jerusalem, right? And they come to a peace talk, and in this little scene, the Sultan sends his best doctor to go care for King Baldwin. He's like, all right, well, we have peace. Like, we have peace. Like, I'll send my best doctor to you, you know? It just was cool, man. It's a different time, you know? But I got fascinated by that era, bro. That whole, like, back up until the Turkish, like, when they took over, you know, the Middle East. That's just an interesting... The Muslims people are just interesting, bro.
It's amazing. I think warfare, when there was swords and shields and bows, was
tough,
interesting. And I think just so much more kind of... I think it was a lot better than warfare with guns now.
Yeah. Easier. The guns.
Yeah.
Well, now we're at what, drones, dude?
Drones, yeah.
Drones are fucking
thermal
scary,
drones.
dude.
They catch your ass and find you.
It's so sketchy. Honestly, like I have a brother in the military, and like my sister too, and like just the thought of it is just so sketch. And then like you see what's going on in like Ukraine and Russia, like literally majority of the deaths are from drones. And it's like they're literally taking a civilianized weapon and just putting it like straight out there, and it's like something so simple too. It's like the most simple idea ever.
Yeah,
It changed the entire game for like ever.
They just dropped an explosive to a drone, put a thermal camera on.
Yeah.
You just fly into a person, explode it.
Did you see that video that the U.S. government made when they bombed that dude from Iran? They made like a little meme video.
Yeah,
that was so
dude,
tough, bro.
Yeah.
The White House, whoever runs their media is literally insane.
He's like, he's gotta be a younger guy or something.
Yeah, they're like making like Wii edits. They're like putting like like when they raided like Guatemala, they like had Love Sosa as the background in the song because there's like a rumor that they were listening to Love Sosa on the way there, and I was like, bro, we stole the president of Guatemala or Venezuela. We stole the president of Venezuela, and then we claimed that the soldiers were listening to Love Sosa on the way in the helicopter.
Yeah.
Like, how tough is that?
You guys hear that they use that sound-based frequency weapon to infiltrate that area?
Yeah, they had like a whole like thing with like one of the security guards of like the president of Maduro. He like went out there and said that like there was some weapon that they used, and like everyone was like throwing up within like 2 minutes, and everyone was like bleeding out of their nose, like coughing up blood. It was insane, and they like fired more than like 500 rounds like a minute.
Huh.
And like they were just straight raiding the hell out of the compound. I'm like, dude, the fact that we have like just our people just absolutely destroying like a government like that, like overnight at like 2 a.m. in the morning, they come in and then go out within like 2 hours. It's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Weaponry is crazy now. If we were able to weaponize sound, it's crazy.
Well, there's always been like this running joke. It's not really true, but in music class they taught you about like they call it the brown note. It's like a note that makes people take a shit if they hear it. You know, it's not true though. We tried. It's like a frequency. It's like a certain frequency, super high up. I tried. It doesn't do it.
I tried like a billion times. Try to find it. I'm still looking.
I wish, bro. If that worked, that'd be my voicemail. If someone calls me, I don't pick up, bro. Just instant.
That's crazy.
I've been seeing a lot of like, I don't want to say it's propaganda, but I've been seeing a lot of stuff come out like in favor of Iran. Like, oh, they just shot down an F-150 and they're doing this, they're doing that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, we like took out their leader in like a day, bro. I was like, no matter what they do, there's no hope for them to win, bro.
It's crazy, but like it's unfortunate how it happens though too. It's because like it's like that the slim chances that like our F-15 gets shot down. You know what I mean? It's like, and then it's like, oh, you guys fucked up, but it's like, really, dude? Did we really? It's one plane out of like your entire city.
Well, they took that plane down. They were able to recover the plane, and they extracted the soldier out of Iran. So
yeah, exactly. They extracted both of them after like a 1-day search. Like
it's like less, I think, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Like few hour search, and they had them back, and everything was chill.
Yeah,
so it's like, really.
I don't know. I'm not really too concerned about losing that one.
Yeah, we got a teammate out there who's getting deployed right now. He's going to take care of that for us.
You guys got teammates in the military?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Luca.
Luca? Okay, shout out Luca, bro.
Shout out Luca.
That's tough, fighting and being in the military stuff, bro.
And we have a lot of because we're in San Clemente, we got Camp Pendleton right next to us. We have a stupid amount of Marines constantly in and out of the gym.
Yeah.
Because like obviously they got the deployment, their job, obviously, whatever they're doing. But yeah, they're like constantly flowing in. But Lucas sticks around a lot of it, and it's kind of nice.
Yeah,
he's a good dude.
I know in my experience, I've had a lot of military people show up because they do like military combat training, right? They have like their own boxing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they have Muay Thai, but I know they got a boxing.
I
and,
heard
like,
they have
wrestling
a competition where they
Yeah.
fight each other.
Yeah, they have like the Army has like Army combatives, and then like the Marine Corps is called like McMap, and like it's a lot of like the basic techniques. So it's like how to throw a basic armbar, how to throw a basic like rear naked, and that's like not in depth to, like what you would find in.
Yeah, so they'll sometimes come to the gym and try to challenge themselves. You'll have some swole ass Marine dude. I'll be like, I'll spar with you, dude.
I will say there has been a few that like, not to like be like an egotistical person, but like there's the few that do come in and then they hit you a little too hard, and you're like, all right, bro, like calm down, and then they don't calm down. And you just have to like teach them a little lesson.
Yeah.
Like I said, not sounding egotistical, but like on the daily average, you have the Marine that walks in, and next thing you know, they're getting choked out on the ground, and they're like. And they're like annoyed.
I think a lot of them like want it. They want to challenge themselves, type stuff, you know, which is fine, bro. I don't mind it.
And they're tough guys, you know. They go through that basic training. It's no joke.
Yeah.
And then they're usually all mostly jiu-jitsu because I think they train jiu-jitsu mostly in the military. But,
yeah, they do most of that.
But they come into jiu-jitsu class, and we got a great class. You know, it's a very high level, and so being able to just get bodies, and they're all strong.
Yeah, they're physically got good cardio, usually physically just strong. Yeah, we had this one guy that actually stayed for a while. He was a younger cat too. I remember when he joined our gym, he was like 19. I think he's about your guys' age, but he joined the military at 17, bro. I guess you could get signed away at 17.
My brother did that. Yeah, you have like your parents sign a contract, and you're off, dude.
This one couldn't wait, bro. He's like, I'm ready to go to Iraq type. He's crazy, bro. But he actually stayed, bro. I remember the first day I met him, and I remember because he was stationed somewhere else, but he was staying out. This is where he grew up, was California, and so his dad came to watch him train. I guess there's whatever. And I remember this dude was sparring so freaking hard, bro. And I remember he ended up getting cut, and his dad got all mad and stuff. But the kid was stoked, bro.
Yeah.
And he stayed. He came back and he stayed until they sent him away somewhere else. He got redeployed. But it was cool, man.
Those are the real ones, though. The ones that stick around are the real ones. It's the ones that walk into the gym for like a week, 2 weeks, like maybe consistently. Like maybe you'll get like a month max out of them, and they're just getting beat on, and then they just disappear. They're gone. Like maybe you'll see them like once or twice, maybe like next month. And after that, they just disappear. Where'd you go?
Yeah.
You got to leave the ego at the door, you know. You never want to be the best person at your gym, because you're going to be progressing at the slowest rate if you're the best in your gym. So I'm always looking to improve and learn, and having Ian as a coach, bro. I love sparring against Ian. Kicks my ass, yeah, but it's for the progression.
Yeah.
I think that's the best part of us, like being around Ian and like being in Sonora and everything. Like we have a stupid amount of people that like want to come in. Like he has people that want to come in. We just sparred Ron Skolsdang.
Oh, dude, Ron's a beast, bro.
Yeah, Ron.
That guy's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's like for like maybe a round I was able to put up with myself, but other than that, I was just getting dog walked. So I mean, like it's valid, like obviously he has more experience, he has more time, so like it makes sense. But it's like we need that. Like if we're not getting beat on, like are we really progressing? And that's also another thing for like my fight that I think about is like, dude, when I scrap, I'm like, there's going to be no one better than these fools that I've sparred. And like at a hard pace too, like
Hey, shout out Mark the Shark Irwin.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark Irwin.
Yeah,
First off, Mark the
Irwin.
Shark, you're a asshole. And I'm coming for you, bro. I'm gonna get it back in blood.
He does. He doesn't Mark only do like boxing though, right?
Yeah, he does only boxing, but he did just start jiu-jitsu, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because like
he's
we
doing
always
the
dog
10th
on
plan.
him.
He's learning the ankle locks at 10th plan.
Yeah.
Is he picking it up good or what?
I have no clue. I haven't seen him in a minute, but
If he thinks he'd beat me in jiu-jitsu, he's crazy.
Yeah, you be saying that or what?
but it's just funny though, because like we'll spar with them, get our ass beat, and then like laugh about it afterwards. But like that's what I'm thinking about. Is just like, dude, there's literally no one else that is going to like hit us harder than Mark will, or like hitting us harder than Ron will. Like there is no one else that will hit us harder, and it's like.
And Ron looks scary, fights scary, but it's just the nicest dude ever.
It's so
nice.
funny because they're all so nice.
Yeah.
But like they'll be over there and beating our ass, and the next thing you know, it's like, oh hey man, what's up? Like daps me up, and I'm like, oh great, dude. And I'm like, yeah, just don't hit me that hard again, please.
Dude, Ron's a sweetheart, bro.
He's
like a really
so
nice guy, bro.
So nice.
Yeah, you wouldn't, and then he's like a smaller guy. Well, I mean, he got a little thicker, but he's like in general like a small frame, so you wouldn't even like think he's so. Dude, he hits hard, bro.
Really
he's hard, bro.
I think we
How small he is, dude.
we both got punished by a liver shot by him.
Yeah,
a bunch of people have. I've seen it all the time.
I think he got like knockout of the year like 2 times in a row, dude.
Oh really? That's
Yeah.
tough.
From Frida, her thing. It's called Muay Thai Fighters Award or something like that.
Mhm.
I don't know if you ever heard of it.
I think I've heard of her name.
Yeah, Frida. She's big, bro. She didn't do it this year. I don't know. Kind of doesn't make a lot of money though, so I feel like she was kind of like running it off of sponsors and endorsements. So I don't know if she just couldn't get enough this year.
It's hard to keep stuff like that going. So.
There's not a lot of money in it, dude. And then, dude, and it was pretty fancy, bro. Her the last 2 shows she had, they were like at a ballroom, like suit and tie event. It was super cool, bro.
That's what I think is like crazy about like the fight game too. Now is like, we low key don't get paid. Like not like obviously we're in like amateurs, so like eventually we'll get to that level where we're getting paid. But like even like the pros aren't even making that much, which is also insane.
In a year, I want to go pro. And I want to fight for Rampage as a pro. I want to fight for 559 as a pro. And then eventually get on to the Underwatch Contender Series. And I think MMA, especially the UFC, it's become a household name now. Whereas, 15 years ago, it was just starting up and no one really knew about it. Boxing was still the biggest. I think it's undeniable that UFC is the biggest combat organization in the world. And they're only going to keep getting bigger with, new superstars and the new wave of modern MMA fighters just getting better and better. Because we are a part of the new modern wave of MMA fighters, and we're definitely starting off strong at 18 and 19 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have good environment for our age, to be honest. Some people are in a bad spot,
Bro.
like their age, trying to say like, yo, I'm going to go pro.
And not to
They're
cut you
training
guys
at
off
Big
though,
Dojo.
but is someone's phone on or something? I hear like, is maybe someone outside? My bad, it's distracting me.
No, you're good.
ADHD to the max.
my things on vibrate.
Respect.
I've been hearing that since the beginning.
You've been hearing
Yeah,
it too.
yeah.
Where the fuck is that me?
Oh no.
I have something on.
Getting like text messages on the computer.
Yeah. Anyways, whatever. Fuck 'em. Wait, did it go away? It might have been me.
Oh, was it
I had
like
a video playing.
Was it like the small voice in the back? Okay,
Yeah,
I heard
I
that
just
too.
barely started hearing it. I was like, where the fuck is that coming from, dude? I literally didn't notice it, bro. Yeah, bro, it's kind of sad because this is a good time to get into fighting because the evolution is crazy, bro. The fighting is like, training is so accessible right now, but then at the same time, it's like the money's not there still.
Yeah, but I think it will be there. You know, especially in the UFC. There's always that debate on how they pay their fighters. I think it's only a matter of time until they start paying their fighters to everyone's expectations. It's getting so big. It's like $1 billion company. It's only going to get bigger.
Yeah.
You got Daddy Dana over there putting $500,000 on the table at the casino. So.
And I was that kind of like, damn.
Yeah.
Pay your fighters, bro.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
I think they will. It's just a matter of time.
But it's not just with the UFC though. It's also like the regional scene. There's like, so how with football and college sports, they just did the NIL deal, right?
No, I haven't heard about that.
I forgot what it stands for. It stands for something, but it's basically like where the likeness and images of each football player now belongs to them versus before, because of like the law, how the laws are set up with amateurs. You can't really pay amateurs. College athletes are considered amateurs, so their likeness is owned by whoever they're playing with, right? So like number 2 is just number 2 for USC or whatever,
Yeah.
It doesn't matter with the name associated with it, right? So they finally passed a law saying like, nah, you guys got to start paying your football players and your basketball players, but we don't really have any of that for fighting, because the amateurs don't get paid at all still, right?
Yeah, you can get away with making some like very, very little amount of cash, but like you have to do like commission for selling tickets.
That's how the way you make money is either commission by selling tickets. If you have sponsors, your sponsors can pay you.
Yeah,
they can give you items,
like a fight of the night bonus. Like Rampage just had one. I know they had a fight of the night bonus, a knockout bonus or whatever bonuses they had. That's the best way to do it.
And I think Rampage Combat is going to be bigger than people think it's going to be, because Rampage got a big name, especially in the streaming world. And I've seen on their Instagram them handing one of their fighters a check for $100,000. Tell me the circumstance of how that fighter got $100,000 from you, Rampage. I'm gonna fulfill those circumstances. If I can start my pro career off with $100,000, sounds better than it.
Did you see that fight? I'm curious to see how it went down. Now I gotta go do some research. Dude, you just sent me down a rabbit hole.
Our teammate Dylan Henry, undeniably going to be in the UFC in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
The person he was supposed to fight before Dylan broke his hand, that guy got knockout of the night at Rampage.
Yeah, he got fight of the night for amateurs. The dude he was supposed to fight, but the dude was low-key cheeks. So
I really got fucked up by Dylan, but
fortunate how it is.
We'll never know.
How it is.
Yeah. I mean, fight of the night, baby.
He must have
yeah, exactly. Hey, I mean, he did what he did. Shit.
Hey, that's
he must have gotten a good bonus.
Exactly. I mean, if you're gonna do what you do, then props to you, man. Doesn't matter how you win. If you won, you won. Shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, and amateurs, the organizations don't pay you, because you can come in with no experience. What would they pay you?
There's that. But and also they just can't, like, so a little tidbit about a lot of these leagues and stuff. You'll see a lot, like, okay, I'll give you an example. The PFL. Do you guys watch the PFL at all?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you noticed that they'll have amateurs on their undercards. Right, so they got I think they'll sometimes have gear and stuff, right? They'll have like elbow pads or something, I think, or they can't do elbows. I can't remember. No, actually, they all can't do elbows because the amateurs are on the cards. But anyways, my point being is the reason that they'll throw amateurs in with the pros is just because they can stack the card and then save money because you can't pay an amateur.
Yeah,
and so it's kind of a way to kind of put on a card without having as much expenses, which I understand because, like I said, the money in MMA isn't there compared to other sports, right? But it kind of dilutes like the progression of the athlete, you know what I mean? Because now it's like you have fighters that it'd be nice if you could be like, all right, if I could get paid as an amateur, then I could just work a part-time job to cover the rest of my bills, right? Like obviously, I know you're probably not going to eat off being an amateur. That's not what I'm saying you should do, but a little sum for your time, a little sum for your work,
For sure.
And I think that's what's crazy is like I think majority of professional fighters, like even like look at McGregor for say, like I think majority of his money, it came from the UFC. Like they paid him well because he was a good fighter. And I think that's possible. It's just like, I think majority of it now is you making money off your sponsorships. You're not making money off your sponsorships or your partnerships or however else you're getting money. And like you advertising yourself, like I feel like it's all social media now. Like if you're not starting social media early, you're kind of getting cooked on your whole future of fighting or whatever you're in.
And I think it's mixing sponsors for both the organization and the fighters. With the UFC being mainly like all their fight shorts are made from Venom, and Venom sponsors the UMCs, one of the biggest investors. I think the way boxing is able to pay their boxers like millions of dollars because all their investors are Middle Eastern money, and now it's a question of how do we bring those investors around boxing to the UFC so that we can start getting their fighters paid more, or let the fighters wear their sponsors on their shorts again.
Yeah.
Get them paid that way.
Yeah. You actually brought something up that I'm pause real quick. Technical difficulties, my bad. They're just a car alarm is going off, gang. You brought something up that I wanted to talk about just in general, but the Zuffa boxing, bro. Have you guys been paying attention to Zuffa boxing?
I have, yes.
I have. Yeah.
So it's because you brought up the Saudi money that's been going into boxing as of late. Honestly, bro, boxing was dying until the Saudis got into it. I'm starting to see more bigger fights be put on, more promotion. I'm actually paying attention to it now, right? I don't know if we're gonna be able to inject that type of income into Muay Thai. Muay Thai just isn't that big. The most popular is, or just MMA. I'm sorry, I'm speaking Muay Thai because I like Muay Thai the most.
Yeah.
But MMA in general, right? The biggest franchises with the UFC. They pretty much took over, right? There's no if you're the PFL, the PFL, they're gonna bring back Bellator. That's how down bad they are.
It's close to a monopoly. I would say
it's definitely a monopoly, and so the problem, I don't think the Saudis would get involved. I think they're letting Dana White do his thing with MMA, But this is what I was advocating for, bro. And I got this idea from someone else. I'm trying, if I can remember the name of who it was, I'll say it out loud. But I think that we need to get the state more involved with athletics, and I think they need to bring combat sports into that pool, because you know how we subsidize things for football, right? There's parks that have little football leagues. I don't know if they call them baseball leagues, whatever, right? Or you could go to a private league. If I was running the show, if I'm president, I'm Senior Trump right here, right? I'm Trump with the slant live, baby. I'm Senior Trump. Let's go. So this is what I'm doing. We got to get America in shape. We got to make America healthy again. I'm going to start putting a fund together, and it's going to get dispersed into local gyms. Maybe not every gym. You got to apply for it. It's I'm going to have a requirement. You need to be able to accept X amount of people. It's going to be hard, right? It's not going to be for everyone, right? But there's going to be a fund that's going to be able to be allocated towards kids that can come sign up, and maybe we'll pay for 50% of their training or something, right? Maybe if you do good in school, we can do better than that, right? Or maybe we can even implement people to come train kids in high school, right? And have high school leagues at least, right? That's how I think you can push the sport, right? You make it more accessible to other people, and then you can start trying to bring in more money, right? Because football, it's just everyone does it, bro. You're learning it in high school, you're learning it at elementary school, and then now you got colleges that are paying a lot for it. If you can go to college off of a boxing scholarship, off of a jiu-jitsu scholarship, I think that would do a lot for the.
I think the whole thing is people are stuck with that narrative of, oh, you're a dangerous person. Oh, it's dangerous.
Brain damage.
That too is it's brain damage. How you're gonna get hurt. It's dude, you can get hurt in everything. I will admit, fighting is more dangerous than those sports, without a doubt, in my mind. But it's also like I said, it's the narrative. No mom's gonna want to throw it in there, unfortunately. You know what I mean? It is unfortunate. I would love it, but it's just that's the whole narrative of it. And it's also I think it's just kind of also messed up on the other end too, is because dude, I've met some of the nicest people while fighting. You meet some of the rudest people who don't fight. You walk into an MMA gym, everyone looks rude as hell. You start to meet them, and they're literally a teddy bear.
Yeah.
And I just think that's the whole thing, is everyone thinks that fighters are dangerous, or everyone thinks that it's that, which I think nowadays the UFC is making that way better, because now everyone's looking at UFC fighters and kind of idolizing them in a way, and being oh, I want to be like him, I want to be like this, but they're not all rude, I think it's just, that's the hard part about it, and publicizing it way more is just, they're stuck in that narrative.
I think how we go about growing the MMA world is the creation of prospects, because the UFC, the way the UFC became a household name is because of Conor McGregor. He was, the greatest prospect superstar that the UFC has ever seen, and he did raise their market value. So how do we do that? I think it's by getting MMA into the Olympics. The Olympics is an amateur, scene. You can't be an Olympic boxer and already be pro. The way you go pro in boxing is you go through the Olympics and then into pro boxing. And that creates prospects. I think being able to have amateurs in the amateur scene in MMA, where no one's watching amateur MMA. I don't know a single person who watches amateur MMA. I do know people who watch the Olympics. The Olympics just glorified amateurs. And that's how we create prospects and superstars that then will go into the pros, into the UFC, and raise that market value again. And that's how we get the fighters paid more, and that's how we increase the market for MMA.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see MMA. I'm sure they've tried to get into the Olympics, but it's like, who's going to lead it, right? Like Waco, I guess. I don't know. Like, they have too many regulating bodies that would probably want to take over it. That's kind of the problem they had with Muay Thai. Like, they just brought Muay Thai into the Olympics. I think the French Olympics, they did an exhibition for it. Yeah. But it took a long time, and the only reason they were able to do it was because the whole country of Thailand, like, that's their sport. So they're like, we want to get Muay Thai into the Olympics. So they had been making moves for like 7 years, bro. One of the things is they started regulating like a system, like an official ranking system, right? Because in Muay Thai we don't have a ranking system, it's just based off of how many fights you have, right? Versus like karate, jiu-jitsu, all these other sports. Judo, it's like you have a belt system. It's like, brown belts compete with the brown belts, like, black belts go with the black belts. So Muay Thai had us develop like a ranking system, and you'll see a lot of the gyms, they implement like the armband thing, like the colored armband. Yeah. And some gyms will do the belt system. Like, I know a lot of Latin America, they actually have Muay Thai gyms where they'll give you a belt. Charles Oliveira, he's a black belt in Muay Thai. Don't put that up there. Yeah. And so they did these things to try to finally get the Olympic Committee to accept Muay Thai into the Olympics, right? So what I'm trying to say is, like, MMA, it's still kind of the wild, wild west, right? There's not like even in Muay Thai, you have like WCK and WBA and all these other associations that are like the head of Muay Thai, right? Mm-hmm. But technically, Thailand speaks for Muay Thai, right? And the WBA works with Thailand. So they'll regulate coaches and all that and give certificates. A whole other conversation, which I'm kind of against, but I get it. It's like they do that because you need to have that system in order to get to the Olympics. You got to have, hey, these are our coaches that are Olympic certified, or they speak for the coaches of this sport type shit, But
I also think that's like the thing of like, to get MMA into the Olympics, like, we have boxing, we have wrestling, we have judo, we have sambo. I'm assuming we have sambo in the Olympics.
I don't know if it's in there, but I think it is.
Yeah, but like we have that stuff in there, and it's all used in MMA. Like, there has to be a way to compile it. It's like, I know there's wrestling rankings, but like majority of those rankings are like what, matches, or like just your ranking of yourself and how good you are.
Yeah.
So it's like it's around the same thing. You're just adding in the combination of them all.
It's also the UFC has more viewers than all these other combat sports. People are watching the UFC way more than even people are watching boxing, in my opinion. And bringing MMA to the Olympics is creating prospects that people will actually watch when they go into the UFC. And we've already seen this with the Dana White Contender Series and how that's created prospects that have made the UFC money. Peyton Talbot being one of them.
Tommy McMillan, he just won his fight.
John Silva coming from the Dana White Contender Series. Kevin Vallejos.
O'Malley came from there too. And
you get all these people coming from the Dana White Contender Series, and they could do the same thing with the Olympics and how they create new prospects.
Yeah.
But then it stops being almost at a national scene and becomes on the global scene. And that's how you get more people around the globe watching the UFC.
It's also like, say like wrestlers in general, like DC Olympic wrestler, right? Was Henry Cejudo? Henry Cejudo was in the Olympics.
You got prospects coming from Olympic wrestling.
And then like even Jordan Burroughs just started his MMA career.
Burrow, I don't think do I know that guy.
Who's training with John Jones right now? It's
what is his name? Was it Gable? Gable Stevenson, and I also think Jordan, but I think they're starting their MMA career. So it's like, dude,
Gable Stevenson looks promising, bro. Yeah, and he's coming into that. He's heavyweight, right? Is he heavyweight?
Yeah, he's like a heavyweight,
perfect time to get into that. Yeah.
So it's like, dude, these guys are walking in, and it's like they're known wrestlers, like from Olympics or wherever else they're coming.
We've already seen how the Olympics can create prospects for these guys.
Yeah,
just imagine it with MMA as the sport in the Olympics.
Yeah, it's tough because, like I said, it just comes down to who's going to be the commission to represent MMA, and nobody wants to give that up. I think probably Waco is probably the biggest one that maybe can be the ones to do it, Mm-hmm. But then, like I said, you have these smaller ones and other ones maybe the same size that they're going to tell Olympics like, nah, we have our own rules, because it all comes down to rules and how you regulate the sport, right?
Yeah, and I also think it's another thing because, I mean, if you look at boxing, like, you have to wear. Have to have like
for amateurs and stuff.
Yeah, they have to have like this type specific setup. If they don't have the specific setup, they can't fight.
Yeah,
and like that's where it comes into the play of like amateurs of like MMA. It's like, yeah, you can add in no elbows, but it's like having headgear on and MMA like will change the game for you. Like it could stop a choke.
Yeah.
Like it could change how you choke someone out. It could change a bunch of different things. So that's different too.
Yeah, well, MMA headgear for MMA is kind of like a little bit harder to work around than like boxing with headgear, you know, just because of the grappling aspect and just clenching. Even if you're not grappling, just clenching, like tie clench and stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
It's
that's
just, it's not worth it. You don't even see the amateurs in MMA wearing headgear.
Yeah.
You don't see it because it's not viable.
Right.
and that'd probably be one of the things that the Olympics would probably add in there.
That's what I'm saying. That's with the regulation. I mean, maybe they could just do pancreas style, where no punches to the face.
Pancreation.
Oh yeah.
Is that even still a thing anymore? Is anyone
No,
still do
I
pancreas? I
think
think
it's
kids
long
do it,
gone.
right?
Yeah, the kids do it. They'll have like kid MMA fights and they'll just be scrapping with just body shots.
Yeah.
Until they finally allow headshots.
Have you guys seen any of the old school pancreas fights?
My dad used to do pancreation.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just MMA with no headshots. So
There's a fight with Boss Fruit, or I guess most of his fights, he would wear like leggings, and I think he had like shin pads on or something. They made you wear shin pads, which is weird because it was like and they let you kick to. Did they let you kick to the down opponent? I don't. No, you can. But yeah, he had to wear shin pads. I remember.
Damn.
Yeah, it was kind of a trip to watch. Dude, watching the older fights were super fascinating because there wasn't like we didn't know how to do it, you know? So you'd see guys come out and they'd have like shin pads on or boxing gloves on in an MMA fight. It was just interesting, dude. Wild Wild West for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you like? Do your guys' friends? Do they come support you and stuff like that?
they definitely would. They definitely will. It's great having that momentum behind you with all your friends and family, but brought a lot of pressure when I was coming to my fight camp. I felt like I had a lot to lose, with having different sponsors and an agency and all my friends like telling me like, you better win this fight. I'm like, don't think I know that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for me it's like a lot of my friends aren't into the whole fight game, like in a way they think kind of I wouldn't call them out fully and say that they like think it's completely stupid, because like they realize that like there's a chance that like, oh shit, like make it, you know what I mean? But it's like, I don't know, in my eyes it's just me and the boys, like me, Tino, and our other friend Luca that we met, Dylan. It's just us. Like for me, for fighting, it's just that. Whenever I'm out of the gym, I think about it, but like it's off my mind. Like my support is just them, my coach, and that's it. And it's just myself in there. That's all I think about.
Yeah. I used to get super nervous, bro, towards like the end of a camp, bro. I'd be like, damn, don't want to do this shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
without a doubt, like I'm nervous right now, but it's just I reach like, I don't know what it is, but like even sparring, like there's just some things where you just have to like just dug it out. And it's just like, in my eyes, whenever I'm like sparring, even like hard sparring or just like I just flow spar and then it turns into the hard spar, because you know how it is sometimes where like you just escalate the situation, both of you guys.
Yeah.
It's just you go into that primal state where you're just like, fuck it. Like you just fight. You're just scrapping at that point. And that's honestly like all I think about sometimes. It's just, you just gotta do it, bro.
Yeah.
You like
great.
just get that shit done. You head into that primal state. It's either you or him, and that's what I think about.
Yeah.
the way I get past the nerves, when I'm out there and just trying to compete to the highest level and show everyone what I can do, and not worrying about winning, but just going out there and doing what I do and just having fun, I think that's the way to beat the nerves, 100%. And because I grew up doing this, this is my whole life. There will never be a time where I'm not training, and eventually I want to be a coach. So I gotta go here and compete now and be able to have my fun now and be able to show people what I can do now, and eventually make our way into the pro scene.
Yeah. So you guys are fighting for WCK, right, on the 25th? Are they doing MMA, or are you doing just striking?
Kickboxing.
Just kickboxing.
K1, I believe.
Yeah, I think
kickboxing.
it's K1 rules. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's better suited too for like MMA style. I think the K1 rules remove like the tie clinch.
I like the whole like Muay Thai thing, but I think kickboxing, like I love Japanese kickboxers.
Dude, I've literally been on Japanese kickboxing tip lately, bro.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is, but like Yuki Yoza, per se, is like one of my favorite fighters. Like that whole team Visalis,
Yeah.
that entire team, my favorite like to watch ever.
They're gnarly.
It's a
Gnarly.
different narrative than Muay Thai for sure.
Do you guys know who Tenshin is?
Tenshin?
Tenshin Nakamura, I think is his name.
I think I know.
Nakamura,
He
yeah.
fought Floyd
Nakamura.
once.
Yeah.
Like, it was a BS fight, though. I honestly feel like he got paid to lose, too, dude. There's like one moment where Floyd punched him and he like backstepped, all the way across the ring, dude. And I was like, dude, that's like a weird way to fall, bro.
At this point, I think like boxing to me, and like, okay, I'm not saying like, obviously I know some like professional boxer would probably sleep my ass. Like if we're being honest,
in
like,
boxing,
at that like at that level, obviously they're gonna like outplay me by like so much. But like at that level until I get to there, you know. But like that's another thing too. Is just like, dude, boxing. Like I feel like it's just so rigged now. Like people are like, oh, I'm not gonna fight for like under 100 mil.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, really? Like, like you're doing this for your career and you're like putting a limit of that much money on yourself.
Boxers get paid bank though, bro.
I know.
It's kind of
like,
crazy.
Damn.
Dude. I honestly like if I could go back, I think I'd get into boxing, dude. I'm not even gonna lie,
Really?
dude. If I, yeah, dude. Just because the money, bro, is a better future.
Yeah, it is a better future for sure. But
when you're the best, when you're at the top of boxing, you're getting paid generational wealth.
Yeah,
I think I can respect it.
Bro, well, Aiden Ross is what was his
Brand risk.
Brand risk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he was giving out like $5,000 bonuses for not even winning, bro. Just here's $5,000 bonus. I liked your fight. You had good heart.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
And these are people who don't know how to fight.
Nothing.
Yeah,
bro.
literally,
It's
like
entertaining. They're just
influencers walking out and just
influencers.
standing and banging with whatever the hell they know.
Yeah, you're not gonna see that type of like
Aiden
like
Ross
that in
needs
MMA.
to put prospects on his cards and be able to expose the streaming world
To real boxing?
to real like boxing,
I agree.
to real fights, and that's how he's gonna make more money.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And and you know what's cool about Aiden is he'll take criticism, you know. And someone actually brought that up, and he did discuss that with someone. And there's something else that someone brought up, and I just remember watching him, and I was like, oh damn, this is a dude that like he's willing to change things for the fans, and I really like that, you know.
Yeah.
And he's doing good with his influencer boxing, but I think the question for him is how does he turn experienced and skilled fighters into known influencers as well, so that they can generate income from both. Of course, keep the influencers on the cards, but start investing into these young and skilled fighters and turning them into influencers.
Yeah, Jake Paul's kind of doing that thing, right? Where when he puts on his cards, it's like the undercards will be like real boxers usually, and then leading up to the influencers. But it's kind of weird because you're used to seeing it backwards. Like you're used to seeing like the lower fighters open for the professional.
It's like the weird setup.
I know, right? It kind of messed me up. But I was like, why is this person like on the prelims, like this real fighter?
They're fighting before Jake Paul, and it's like someone like you've hardly ever heard of.
It's like the three cards leading up to the main card bangers, and then all of a sudden the main event, it's like this little like what's going on here. But you know, I gotta give respect to Jake Paul because he really like. I consider him the face of boxing right now. People are gonna hate me for it.
100%. No,
He's the
he
face
totally
of boxing
is.
right now, bro.
Totally is.
And you boxers have yourselves to blame for that. The fact that can happen, that's on you guys. Don't get mad at me.
Nah, for real. It's like, I mean, there's the only one that I know of other than like Jake Paul that I feel like might blow up is Carmel like Moulton.
I don't think I know.
He's like one of Floyd Mayweather's like prodigies, but he's like younger. He's like around our age or like a little older by like a year or two. But like I think that's probably.
We'll say Ryan Garcia too.
Ryan Garcia,
Ryan
yeah.
Garcia,
He's
of course.
goated
Tank
though.
Davis, Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, they're already famous though. They're already big.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
They're already big enough. I think Jake Paul's like the biggest name out there already.
Yeah, he's
But
big. Jake Paul.
I will say, I hated on Jake Paul's boxing. I thought all of that shit was so rigged. And then he went out there and fought Anthony Joshua.
Fucked up.
And it just broke his jaw. And I was like, you know what?
You can't call it.
You gotta
rigged.
respect that.
Yeah,
though.
I was like, hey, bro. He called out some like 6'5" dude and just straight up scrapped with him with like 100-pound difference, basically.
And you know what? I
Got his
respect
jaw
Jake Paul.
broken and went out there.
I respect Jake Paul. You know, being able to go from living a lavish life, doing YouTube, making millions of dollars, you would never need to train martial arts. But he really fell in love with the sport and just kept at it for years. And I really admire that, being able to go from a life of luxury to adopting martial arts is respectable.
Yeah. You see some people do that, like some people that make it and then they'll get into fighting. I'm always fascinated by that.
It's like I literally mentioned this to him earlier. We saw a post of Arman Surkian. He was posted up next to a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that's actually crazy. This dude decided to choose fighting over possibly living off his daddy's money for like however long.
He's rich.
And I'm like, dude, that is insane to me. Like you could have lived off your dad and like chilled at home all your life. Like,
Yeah.
You could have just had a normal ass life. But
that I think though it's detrimental to his career though because he hasn't fought in a while because he just doesn't care. He doesn't need the money. He's not in any rush. He's just like, I want to fight for the title.
But I also feel like that's the fun of it, you know? It's like
yeah,
like
fuck you money.
yeah, exactly. It's fucking money, but it's also like that's part of the MMA thing too, where it's like different than boxing because people with boxing will fight for money, but like in MMA, some people literally just. I mean, it's that one quote from like Khabib. I fight for legacy. Like it's literally majority of the MMA game.
Yeah,
most people are fighting for legacy. They're fighting for that belt. They're fighting for that title. They could give a less sometimes about what they're getting paid. Like they want to get paid, yes, but like, dude, they just want legacy.
Yeah,
like fuck it.
Great example is Ilia Topuria and his brother Alexandre. I think they told their father that they wanted to drop out of school and just train.
Yeah,
train, go pro. And they definitely did that. And now they have this legacy built around them. And it's just crazy that you see these people just adopt martial arts. It's really respectable.
Do you think Ilya is actually like rich? Like rich?
I mean, he always had a really good facility and kind of state of the art equipment. So I heard he came from, not being rich, but where did he get that equipment from? I don't know. I would have to look in on that.
I also think he does have that money because he did just get a sponsorship with Richard Mille where he collabed with them. Yeah. And I was like, bro, a Richard Mille contract? I was like, that like those watches are like $500,000 a piece at minimum. So it's like, really, dude?
He doesn't even need to fight anymore.
Yeah. My theory is I think he has money, but I think it was one of those fake it till you make it type deals just because I would remember because I'm like, dude, I have my fight podcast. I'm always watching stuff and I'll watch other people's posts about other fighters type stuff, like not famous people, just like people that see him out in public type stuff, just because out of curiosity. But I remember when Ilya got the belt, when he first got the belt, he posted he was going on. Remember he had the carpet with his name, it's the tempura on it that was rolled out. It was a private jet, right? Oh, he posted that, and like literally that same day, someone posted his belt. It was like on that upper, like how that shelf where you could put your luggage, and he was flying.
On the plane.
He was on a regular plane with regular people,
with his kid, and like hiding his head.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah,
dude,
I did see that.
Come on,
literally saw that like yesterday.
You just saw it, dude. That was from when he won the belt, right? Wasn't it? I think, dude.
It was like kind of a fresh photo.
So I think it was a figure to make. I think he's got money now for sure, though, dude. But I think back then, I don't think he was as rich.
I mean, when you're that big of a name, like knocking out that many people back to back, like you gotta have some sort of money
for sure,
like.
But Armin Sarukian, that's rich money. And Armin Sarukian was like, he broke down how much it cost. He literally was like, I've flown private planes. He broke it down. He's like, there's no way you can afford it.
Yeah.
Not off of like, even with that belt,
That is rich money. And that's like his Russian, whatever he's got going on. With his bank account.
Armenian Batman.
Yeah, it was Sarukian. He's Armenian, right? I think he's Armenian.
Yeah, he's just an Armenian Batman. So it's like,
what does his dad even do? We know what his dad even does. Should we ask Gemini, dude?
Ask Gemini.
I've been using Gemini a lot lately.
I really respect Armin Sarukian's media run, though, because he was like one of the most hated fighters.
What does Armin Sarukian's dad do? Sorry.
And then just went on this crazy media run. Everyone loves him now, so they respect that.
Construction industry. Huh. That's interesting. How does he make so much money off construction?
He probably owns like majority of the stuff in some foreign country.
Yeah, well, probably some type of government contract stuff, like some little shady stuff. I think.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know, man. Armin Sarukian, though, he's a talented fighter. It kind of sucks that he like. I honestly feel like that him versus Ilya would be a great fight. I think it'd be kind of probably a better fight than Justin Gaethje, to be honest, dude.
I think Justin Gaethje's gonna get slaughtered in the first.
I'm sad. I love Justin.
Unfortunate. I think everyone I wanted Oliveira to win.
Yeah,
I'm a big Oliveira fan, but I saw him fight Topuria and I was just like, I feel like he got low-key gonna get sleep.
But he got caught because he got too confident with his hands, dude. And everyone knew, bro. I was like, the way he can win is to the ground, bro.
But that's also what I think is crazy is because like he mentioned it to me before too. It's like, dude, sometimes like, do you think that he strikes so much that he's not a good wrestler? Dude is a great wrestler. Ilya came from a wrestling background.
Yeah,
like
he's a Greco-Roman background.
Yeah, he can literally grapple, but he chooses not to. He just chooses to box the hell out of everyone.
No, I believe it,
and it works.
But Charles, I think his key to victory for that fight would have been taking him to the ground. There's just no absolute way.
I mean, he almost had him with like that heel hook, that straight ankle or whatever he had until he spun out.
He's also bigger. He's probably stronger. But Ilia Topuria, his first 7 to 8 wins in the pros were all by submission, and I think it was good seeing how Ilia Topuria was able to get into a top crucifix on Charles Oliveira.
Crazy.
Charles had a great recovery from that and almost got a heel hook. But when someone's as well-rounded as Topuria, it's hard to go in there into that fight and be able to force your will and your game plan onto them when they're so well-rounded.
Yeah. I have seen some videos of Ilya training, and someone I wish I could remember the name of this guy, but they pointed out how Ilya is bring his hands down, like his right, or no, it was his left hand down. He would like bring his left hand down a little bit anytime he would like come forward and attack, you know? And the thing with Justin Gaethje, he favors hooks. That's like his number one. He pretty much throws more hooks than straight punches, you know? So this dude was implicating that like it could possibly set up like a good hook from Justin Gaethje, you know?
I would love to see that. I would love to see Gaethje in this fight.
I also saw.
I'm putting money on Gaethje, bro. Just for the fuck of it, bro.
Just for the fuck
of it, bro.
Just for it.
Just to see, bro. I'm gonna do it, bro.
I saw something too about Topuria. Where it was like, oh, he's never really fought any southpaws a lot.
That's true too.
And I saw something where he was getting caught like in one of his earlier fights by a southpaw, and he kept on throwing head kicks, and they low-key kept on landing.
Damn wing C style?
Right, yeah. And his like right hand was dropping, so like the head kick was just like coming straight across. And I was like, I fight southpaw. This guy fights orthodox.
I fight both.
Yeah, hey. But you're
like,
majority orthodox.
The name, dog.
But like, that's the thing though, is like some people aren't used to fighting southpaws. So it's like that switch up could low-key like end your entire game.
Well, and Justin Gaethje's got knockouts with the head kick.
Exactly.
You know, with
so
Poirier, bro. That's
there's like those unpredictable things, and that's what I love about fighting too. Is like there's so many of those unpredictable things that like you could just throw in and it could work.
Well, it's not always the best fighter that wins. It's just who showed up best that night, you know?
Yeah.
And the other thing, too, is Ilya's been going through a lot of legal problems. And, like, bro, the first battle was always the mental fight, bro. That there's two fights when you sign up that contract, bro. The mental fight and then the actual fight itself, you know? So I'm curious to see if... Because I don't even... Do you think he's been even training, like, this whole time?
I think so.
Probably.
I mean, it's his fucking job. He better be training.
But it's his kids, though, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like you can't really stop training when you're at that level. Say for example, like Merab. Merab's like apparently always on a run. Like apparently after he won the belt, someone went up to go meet with him.
I saw that he was training his neighbor. Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you just won the belt and
Savage.
you're not taking a day off. You're like immediately back to it. Like me personally, I could not. Like you're gonna be drained after that 2-month camp, and bro's over here running like 10 miles or whatever the hell he's running like the day after, and it's like I don't think you can stop when you're at that level.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, even if what I meant is like he's probably training, but like how like because of how his mental is,
like
how much,
hard,
he's
like how much he is,
because it's like, bro, that's his kids. Like it seems like, and he's Armenian. What is he? No, he's Georgian. So that's
Georgian,
that whole Eastern Bloc area. They're big on family and all that. It's kind of funny when he got with that chick too, right? The chick from Miami.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Everyone was telling him.
There's like a photo of it. It's
Dude,
just funny.
I saw like a collage of like all these other fighters telling him like this is a bad idea. You know, after he got his divorce, someone posted like just a bunch of clips.
It's like Alex Pereira and Tracy Cortez.
Exactly.
When they posted
that was crazy. That
was crazy, dude.
that
I was like,
Alex Pereira, what a gangster,
I was
bro.
like, no shot. And then like 2 weeks later, they broke up again. And then they posted on their Instagram, and they both posted that they broke up. I was like, bro, no way. I was like,
That was
Alex, you
crazy.
literally have like 2 kids, bro, and you're f***ing around with some like UFC fighter.
Dude, he was fighting with. I mean, he was messing with some thotties. He was messing with that influencer that got into boxing. Remember for a while, that Brazilian influencer chick.
know.
Dude, she was a thotty, bro. She looked
I do the same thing. I can't even blame him.
yeah. Dude, that guy, he's like ascended MMA, dude. And it's kind of interesting because you never really see like a star that doesn't speak English like that, you know?
Yeah, I think like some of the earliest ones. I feel like Jose Aldo was like one of the very few first ones that were so dominant.
Spoke English though.
He
But,
did.
like I feel like very poorly.
Yeah.
But like
But I don't think he's at the same level as Pereira though, bro, in terms of stardom, you know?
No, I mean, Pereira.
I think it's different though because time.
Yeah.
Like
True.
Alex has to fight in this hard time. Jose was wiping the floor with people who were just walking and then fighting.
It's just more popular too, and
that
bigger
too.
guys are more popular. Jose Aldo technically would have been the youngest UFC fighter. He got the belt at 21. I think Jones got it at 22, but when he got the belt, then they got it was technically for who was it, WC, and then it was WEC, and then the UFC like the following year bought the WEC, so that's why I'm going to consider him the youngest UFC champion. But yeah, he got the belt at 21 for WEC.
Though.
Yeah.
And like all these early fighters, you'll see these long reigns of of being a champion. You know, Demetrius Johnson was ruling that flyweight division for like almost a decade.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jose Aldo. Anderson Silva was around for how many years? 8 years.
Long enough.
I think Anderson Silva had like 12 title defenses or some.
But we'll
crazy
see.
like
We'll
that.
see. You know, Alex Pereira has a chance to claim the interim heavyweight belt. At the
He
White
looks
House
massive.
Yeah.
Massive at heavyweight.
Dude, I'm Alex Pereira that doesn't need a cut weight is gonna be scary, bro.
So he has a chance to become technically the first 3-time, you know, or 3 different division champion. But it is the interim belt, so
I know. Unfortunate.
it is unfortunate. I think Alex Pereira is in not the best position to having fight for the interim belt. But I think after he wins the interim belt, you know, it's a good fight to make between him and Aspinall.
It has to be done, bro.
Has to-
I would love, but I would still want to see the Jones and Alex, bro. I don't know if I'm the only one that still wants to see that, but I want to see that still.
I do, but I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
Jones looks like he's cut from the UFC, bro. Looks
Yeah,
like Dana's
yeah.
not messing with Jones.
Dana's not with him right now. I understand why.
He's too many problems, bro. Too many fights that he didn't want
many
to.
pullouts,
The Aspinall
too
fight should have happened. That's like the one thing Dana was like, bro, just do this one thing for me. I never ask you for anything. Fight.
Yeah.
You need to fight Tom Aspinall. And he's turned him down. And what do you want? Like something crazy. I think he wanted
They offered him 30
or
mil.
something.
They came up with the 30 mil.
Oh, and then he said no still?
And
Yeah.
John Jones, I mean, he did duck Tom Aspinall just like how he ducked Francis Ngannou. No shade on his legacy. He's still like one of the greatest of all time. But he played strategically.
Yeah.
You know, he had a good chance to win both of those fights, but he didn't want to risk it to lose a 0.
Yeah. I think Aspinall would have walked him. After seeing him fight Strogan, bro, off that 1 minute, which is a kind of crazy assessment to make,
It's
bro.
unfortunate what happened to Aspinall, like, to be honest.
I think freaking Jones would have destroyed Aspinall, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude.
Jones is no joke, but I think Jones tries to stay away from the one-hit KO guys.
Yeah.
That can clip you, because Jones will fight with his hands down. He'll get hit, and he has a great chin. But to move up to heavyweight, now you're dealing with the likes of people with power. This is Francis Ngannou and Tom
Even
Aspinall.
Cyril Gane's a big guy, dude.
Yeah. These are people with power you've never felt before, and you don't know how your chin's going to react.
Yeah.
So he was playing this legacy strategically, which, you know, a lot of fighters do.
No, for sure, for sure. There's no, I can't speak against that, you know, but as a business owner from the perspective of the UFC, it's like you can see why they were like, all right, I can't, you're
100%.
not, we need you to do one job. We just need you to fight, right?
Yeah.
That's
why
why
they retired them.
right? That's why, like Conor McGregor, he still speaks very highly. Conor McGregor, Jose Aldo, these are guys that were just like, I don't care. Give me the contract, bro. I'll sign it. I don't even care who it is. You know,
Yeah.
that's it. You know, those were company men, right? Dude, it's kind of funny though. I had heard a rumor about Alex Pereira going into heavyweight like a while ago, dude, and I have it on video. I spoke it on a podcast, bro. But I said that a great debut fight for heavyweight for Alex Pereira would have been Cyril Gane. I was like, they need to make this fight happen, and they freaking made it. I'm not saying it was because of me, but whoever's matchmaking, we're on the same tip, bro. You know?
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that fight. I think it's going to be a good one.
I know.
I just wonder the power that's behind freaking Alex's left hook.
Yeah.
At that weight, he already like just mollywops people with just that simple flick of the wrist with his left hook. I think him at heavyweight, it's gonna be so much harder.
Yeah. Well, his knees, bro.
That too.
He's gonna be kneeing. Like people forget that he's got some devastating knees, dude. And so you know that extra size, just thrust his legs forward. You know.
I think that's a big deterrent to people grappling with him.
Yeah, the knees for
Because
sure.
people always wonder why no one's ever like tried to take down Alex Pereira.
Yeah.
Bro, you go in on him. He's prepared. First off, he has great takedown defense, and he has those deadly knees that will hit you and they'll put you out.
Yeah. He also fights with his hands down a lot, so it helps him like
Yeah, it lets him
you know,
prepare
so yeah,
for the
to
takedown
defend
defense.
against the takedown. If you notice, his style is kind of good for. I don't know if it's. Oh no, he fought like that in Glory. I remember, but yeah, he fights like with his hands to his shoulder or something like down here. Sometimes it's even like all the way down,
Yeah,
dude.
he fights down, hands down.
Yeah, so it's a good like way to sprawl, or even like as soon as someone shoot, you could throw an uppercut or something. You know.
He's got interesting head movement.
Yeah.
He's able to avoid, punches with his head movement, but his stance makes it so that he can drive power really easily.
Mm-hmm. The other thing too that I feel like it makes it hard for people to take down is he's kind of like a scorpion. He's like kind of stands in front of you and then he'll pick time to strike, you know? And so people are kind of like looking at him trying to shoot, but they're like, is this going to be the moment where he decides to attack, or is he just gonna defend? Because you notice he'll just walk up to you, bro, and he's just watching you, and you'll hit him, and maybe he'll move back a little bit or he'll block, but he's just there, and then when he decides, he'll swing.
Yeah, I think that's another thing about him is like he has such a good range control.
Scary.
That too. I think people just like after like seeing his first few of knockouts of his left hand, everyone's just instantly like flinching, and they're just like, but like
it's the hesitation.
Yeah, it's that range control that helps him a lot. Where like he's just able to miss the punches. He just moves his head back a little bit.
Yeah, he's different,
and
bro.
And he just fires back with something.
It's the fact that you're standing across from Alex Pereira that makes people hesitate.
Yeah,
and like mindset is such a big thing in who's gonna win the fight.
Yeah.
It's like way bigger than people think. If you think you're gonna win that fight, I would say you have a 50% higher chance of winning that fight than if you would think you were gonna lose.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm excited for the Suragon one. Justin Gaethje's gonna be a good one. I heard that Ilya was offered Cosma. Was it Cosma? No, it wasn't Cosma. Islam.
Yeah, I heard there was like a couple rumors and drama about that, and Islam pulled out because of injury, or Ilya was lying about it. I don't know.
Islam said he was down and Ilya pulled out because he wanted more money. And I kind of want to believe Islam because he just doesn't seem like the type of dude to care about lying or social media stuff.
I do believe it was Ali though, who's like running Islam's account.
That's true though.
Dana White was just on Aiden Ross's stream, and he did say that the fact that Ilya asking for more money was the reason why the fight didn't happen. Dana White said that was not true.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I gotta do some investigating.
Yeah, gotta do some research on that.
Yeah, dude, I gotta go to a UFC card, dude, and do a video, dude. I'd be in the reporter side.
Yeah.
I'm a journalist, Dana White. Let me in.
It's finding the right card, and I think like one of the most interesting things about the UFC right now is the flyweight division, the flyweight and the bantamweight division. There's those guys. Obviously, when you go lower in weight, you get higher in skill because they're more agile, they're faster.
Everything's got to be perfect.
Yeah,
yeah.
They're more capable of learning that skill because the athleticism is higher.
Yeah,
that's where Ian helps us out. He was at that weight, understands everything has to be smooth, has to be perfect. But then once you get that smooth and perfect, you can start ramping it up to being fast, and then everything's just like insane.
Yeah,
like that's where he thrives. Like once he gets it perfect, he's thriving in his fight game.
Yeah. I feel like the lower weight classes are a better representation of what actual MMA is,
Yeah.
Because it's like you have to rely on like the whole skill set as a whole, instead of like when you get to like middleweight and light heavy and all that, it's just all power. It's like, whether it's wrestling or striking, it's like it's all just being, forward force,
And it doesn't mean the flyweight division is the most realistic. I would say the most realistic division is the lightweight.
The prettiest
division. It is the prettiest. Yeah. It is.
That's the art.
It is the martial artist's dream. It's the flyweight division, and you see people like Joshua Van and Tyra coming in at 24 and 25 years old, and they're young and they still got.
That fight got canceled though, bro. You saw that, right?
It's moved to 328 though.
Ooh.
So
yeah.
I mean, but it did make 320.
Yeah, it did.
So you get these monsters in the flyweight division. And I think anyone in the top 10 could beat anyone else in the flyweight division. That's what's exciting about it. They're all so technically sound, and it's like beautiful to watch them fight.
Yeah, no, that's a good word. It's beautiful, beauty, right? I noticed a lot too when you're watching the smaller guys when you see them start doing something like jiu-jitsu or something, bro. It's like they're just like it's like a
scramble.
It's like a ball just keeps on rolling and rolling. You don't know who's gonna end up on top. It's freaking exciting as hell, bro. That's my favorite type of jiu-jitsu is the smaller guys because you'll see a lot of like positioning changes and stuff. I feel like once you get to the heavier side, it's like they're scared of losing the position because if you end up on bottom, it's just all it takes is one and you're done, So it's like they favor more like let me just plant down and then worry about attacking,
And with there only being about 40 some guys in the heavyweight roster, they gotta hire some more people. I think they also gotta add some more divisions. They gotta add a 165. I think they gotta add a 195 and just sign more people.
Yeah.
There's no reason there should only be 40 people in the heavyweight division. And then you get like fights like the last Tai Tuivasa fight where they're just tired. It's like they didn't go through a training camp.
That fight.
They weren't prepared. They weren't conditioned.
Tai get cut.
It was not a good.
Ty's been in for a very long time. His cardio's always been bad.
Needs to get.
The heavyweight division is supposed to be the namesake of the organization. Everyone's always watching the heavyweight division because they're the baddest people on the planet.
Yeah.
And to have fights like that is just unacceptable.
No, I agree.
Can't be doing that.
Well, then you got I mean, and no offense to this guy, but Josh Hacked, right?
Josh Hackett.
Hackett, he's heavyweight, right? Is he heavyweight or light heavy?
He's fighting soon, I think, in the next card.
Yeah, and there's nothing against him, bro. He's a great athlete and all that, but it's like he rose quick, bro, because there's just no one there to
after one post fight interview.
Yeah,
that's all it took for the heavyweight division. Just one viral post fight interview, and now he's getting who's he fighting?
I think it's like a top 15, right?
It is a top 15. I think it's top 5 or something.
Is it top 5? Damn, that's like his second fight in, I think, or third fight in. And he did great, right? His last fight, he knocked the dude out beautifully, right? I think he was like threatening like a takedown, came over the top of like a hook or something, right? He's a great fighter, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, damn, he just cracked the top 10 division in his like 4th like MMA fight ever, bro.
You gotta build up, and if it takes one post fight interview to put you, obviously, like marketing is a big part about it. The way you market yourself, it'll change the amount of opportunities you get. It's like these Dagestani fighters, they don't get good opportunities. They have to grind their way up the ranks because they're not exciting fighters and they don't have exciting post-fight interviews and they can't market themselves.
Yeah, so that's why people are always arguing that they're not that good of a fighter. Like Khabib, dude, you fought like 4 named.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, good fighter.
Yeah,
but that's what people hate on him. Just have anyone's name, dude.
He's a great wrestler. I don't think he's the best MMA fighter,
I think second best offensive wrestler. I think Khamzat took that first place.
Khamzat for sure. And I think Islam's actually even,
Islam's insane. People hate on Islam because it's like the whole Dagestani.
I don't know why they don't like it. I like him, bro.
I love Islam.
He's like, he seems like he's a nice guy, respectful. Like,
I think Islam Sambo is the best. Better than his wrestling and
also he had a good mix of striking in his past few fights. Like he's been able to strike.
Knocked out Volk, bro.
Yeah,
Volk is known for striking, bro.
He's been able to strike. He's been able to kick. He's been able to like string all these things together that like actually makes him a good, decently well-rounded fighter. Obviously, he's known for his wrestling. It's like the fact that he's able to show out and do that is like insane.
Well, he's still showing us new things, bro.
Yeah,
as far in his career, that's impressive, bro.
He's one of the best for sure.
Yeah,
like it's like his Darce that like everyone like was astonished by.
Sneaky.
Yeah, where he throws his Darce without grabbing like the inside of his arm or elbow. He grabs like the outside of his forearm.
Yeah,
and it's like damn,
just a little different. But I do think like Dagestan, dude, their grappling is just freaking different, bro.
They're tough.
Different part of the world, just different, bro.
Yeah.
It's just they grind it out. They're grown in the mountains. They're training from freaking little kids, and so they do develop very tough fighters.
Yeah, no too.
Yeah,
I don't think girls are allowed over there. I don't know if they can train over there or anything.
It's like their Muslim religion that like they take it seriously. So
that changes things when you don't have any distractions. Alcohol, no females, bro. That makes things different, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I want to go sometime. I'll check it out. Maybe we should all go, bro. Let's all get into sponsors.
All to Dagestan.
Let's go check it out, bro. Dagestan 2 weeks and forget. That's all I got for vacation.
2 weeks and forget. Send me there.
Yeah, dude. So what's it like training with Ian, man? He seems like very analytical. Like he's very like cognitive and like as his personality at least. So I can only assume that's how his training is.
He is seriously, I think, one of the best to do it. He always told us that the way he was trained was what transformed him into someone who's going to be a great coach now. And the fact that I believe he was one of the pound for pound best flyweights in the world at one point in time means he's one of the most skillful fighters ever.
He's one of those fighters that you can look back in his prime and be like damn. Like bro could probably dog walk a few of the people that are in the UFC right now in the flyweight division right now, currently. Like if he was in his prime.
And for us, it's even better for him wanting to go pro in the bantamweight division, for me wanting to go pro in the flyweight division. These are both divisions that...
You're flyweight, bro?
I'm bantamweight right now, but for pro, I will
How tall are you?
5'8".
He's gonna be a massive flyweight.
I know. I was
we
like,
talk about this all the time. This dude's gonna be a massive flyweight. I'm gonna be a massive bantamweight. I'm 6 foot. So I was like, I'm gonna be a massive bantamweight. He's gonna be a massive flyweight. We're just gonna have like just dominance of height.
And these are both divisions that Ian has experience in. And that Ian has experience not only fighting in, but ruling in these early days of MMA.
And like a whole thing of size and everything. But no, it's definitely great training under him. He looks out for us a lot. I mean, the fact like I said earlier, we're blessed to even be in Tenori right now. Like, we're having chances and opportunities that other people don't get to have. Like Mark the Shark, under Mark Irwin, under him from beginning coach, like we get to meet him, we get to hang out with him. Mark at this point is like a buddy in a way, you know what I mean? Like he's a buddy in a way. Like Ron, we get to train with Ron, we get to train with people from the Rising Suns. It's just all these people that we meet, and it's just so nice. And then also he looks out for like our brain, like our head injuries. You know what I mean? Like
he did give me a concussion one time.
Yeah,
Ian did.
Yeah, he like
head kicked you.
He head kicked me. He head kicked him and kneed him in the head.
And kneed you in the head. Damn, that's crazy.
I went for a takedown and he.
Oh, it's an accident.
A kick.
They're all accidents, you know. But
not the head kick. The head kick's not an accident, bro. I accidentally throw a head kick.
Slaps me on the side of the head.
He's like, I didn't mean to drop you.
But he definitely like looks out for us. Like I've been hit hard by Mark. He hits like a truck. He's been hit by Mark. Like we've all been hit by Mark. But it's like they look out for us. Like they know what's good for us. Like they know how we fight. And that's something that I think is really good in a coach too, is knowing how your fighters fight. It's because he knows how he fights. He knows that he likes certain things. He knows that I like certain things. But he tries to adapt us to that and gives us a style to that to make us better in that area. You know what I mean? While still focusing on the other things. But I like finalizing that stuff because he knows that that's what we can use as our biggest weapon and make that like make us most dangerous.
Not only on the martial arts scene, but with Ian's past as one of the top athletes in the world. Not only that, but the negative stuff about his past with the drugs and all the bad decisions.
The good stuff.
And
that's the stuff we like to talk about.
for him having gone through all that, and for us being raised, in San Clemente, for us who are striving to be in the UFC, I speak that into existence every day. That I want to be in the UFC. I want to be the best. It's like an obsession, and for him to be able to foster that goal for me and be able to keep me out of all the bad things. He's a great role model. He's seriously one of the best humans I've ever met, and I know he'll say that he hasn't always been like that. And to see the person he is now, and for him to tell us about the person he was, I think he's truly one of the greatest humans I've ever met in my life.
That's another thing too. He's very, very good man. I've spent like a day or two. He'll go out and do things with us. Like he's not one of those coaches that is just there to coach. He's there for like the reason of it. Like he's there for us is like, oh, we're young kids. Like he's taking care of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very good mentor. Like just make sure that we're doing all the right things. Make sure we're eating well. Make sure we're doing this well. Make sure we're training well. Our mental game's okay. Like if we have a hard time at home, like he's there to talk to us. You know what I mean? Like he's just there overall as a person. What makes it so amazing. And I think that's what I'm grateful for the most.
Yeah, it's an interesting like relationship that a student will have with this coach. You know what I mean? It's almost like you have like power as a coach because you're like, damn, these people like they just look up to me. I can tell them things. I bring it up because you'll see some coaches they kind of become like, I don't want to put out names, but you'll see they'll be kind of like abusive, I guess, towards their students sometimes, and these kids will just follow them. And sometimes they'll take advantage of him, bro. Especially with the ladies, you'll see a lot of coaches take it.
Sure.
There's a story I'm following, which I'm trying to think if I should put it out there because he's a very famous coach. But there's some allegations with a younger female.
I wouldn't doubt it, but like even then, like on that topic, jiu-jitsu world,
worse. That's the worst.
Yeah, that's the worst, and it's definitely. I mean,
why is this so bad with jiu-jitsu? It's probably because thotties do jiu-jitsu, bro. You don't get thotties in like MMA, really. Well, you know what I mean?
That, but like also, I think it's a big thing of like, there's something about like the Brazilian culture apparently.
That's a good point, actually.
So there's something about like the Brazilian culture that brings it up, and like the big over there. Like I mean, like in their homeland, you know what I mean? Like not really over here, but obviously it comes over to over here because you got like Brazilian coaches, you got like
just, the culture.
Yeah, and then you also just got like the regular like normal coaches that are obviously just weird as is. So I mean, it's just how it is. It's the harsh reality. Yeah,
I want to get into it, but I don't want to get into it because if I want this, like if I put it out there, I want to put it out. But if I know there's gonna be repercussions, bro, he's a famous fighter and he's from California, so I already know he's not gonna be too happy.
Yeah.
But anyways, like I said, dude, it's cool that Ian's cool with you guys like that, man. Like honestly, like I have a similar relationship to my coach, Frankie, dude. I I love this man to death, bro. I look up to him so much, and we're not even. He's only like I think like 10, maybe less than 10 years older than me, but he acts like so much older than me, bro. I guess he's more like a brother, older brother.
But I also think that's another thing that's good. Like you were saying, like it's good to have that mentor. Like he's willing to bring us places. Like he's like, oh, you guys want to do this? Yeah, like let's run it. Like when do you guys want to go?
Yeah,
and he sets it up, and the next thing you know, we're there.
Do you guys do stuff like outside of like training? Do you guys just hang out and stuff?
Normally it's like those. It's like the post-training meals. Yeah, the post-training meals. And like I said, I've gone to church with him. He's done some things with him on the side. Like, he just takes care of us.
Yeah, he's a good man. He'll tell us when we suck, too.
Yeah.
So
he'll call us out. He'll call us out. And whenever we're having a bad day, he's like, bro, you're fighting. Yeah. So it's like, but I mean, like, everyone has their bad days.
Gotta tough it out. Really gotta tough it out. He gives us his 100%. We give him our 200%. That's the relationship.
Yeah. Did you guys know who he was before you started training with him?
I didn't.
You found out as you like.
Yeah, I didn't either. So, like he said earlier, I was in the gym before him. But I was in there and I was literally just training, and the next thing you know, I had like an old MMA coach at Fight Strong, and he left for whatever reason. I don't even know what happened. He left, and then Ian came in. I had no clue who this dude was. He like walked in, and the next thing you know, I heard like maybe like a week or two later, I was like, oh, you used to fight in the UFC. I did like a whole drop down research. And I was like, holy. And then like after that, I just started. I mean, I was just training. So I was just literally there. I mean, I trained like almost as much as possible. So I was literally in there like every single day with him, and like even longer. And then now we just formed a bond and a relationship.
Yeah.
It's crazy for me because my dad knew Ian McCall, and Ian McCall was one of my dad's favorite fighters.
Yeah? Damn, you didn't know him.
I did not know him, no. My dad never told me this.
Yeah.
And my dad used to watch him, and my dad has actually sparred against him in jiu-jitsu. Ian probably doesn't remember, but I walked in, I didn't know. I was new, I was a jiu-jitsu guy. I'd kind of stopped training for about 5 months, and I was kind of getting into a little bit more trouble than I usually have because, living life as a martial artist, I was never getting in trouble. Growing up, I was a freaking teacher's pet. And so I was going to parties and just not making the best decisions I have. And it's because it was the first time in my life I wasn't training consistently. So I started to go in Fight Strong. And, one of my first practices, Ian asked me for my name. And I think he recognized a lot in me that, I wasn't sure was there. It's kind of hard to tell people you want to be a UFC fighter because you're telling people you basically want to be famous. Yeah. And so I never told people, and it makes a lot of people think you got no ambition, but I have a lot of ambition for what I want to do and what I want to accomplish, and I'm glad Ian saw that in me.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, it's a trip that you didn't know who he was though, and you just randomly walked in.
Yeah, it's such a small world.
Yeah.
Like I said, I surf, but like our gym has like pro surfers in there all the time. Pro surfers that you would never be like, oh, like I'm not gonna meet this guy ever. And you meet him, and then it's like, oh,
yeah,
like oh, Kelly Slater, this guy, that guy, other professional fighters. Like it's just such a small world, especially in SoCal. I've realized that so much. Every gym I've gone to has some sort of professional fighter or surfer or someone in SoCal that I'm just like, I didn't know you. Yeah. Now I do. And now we're on like a basis where you're dapping me up every single time I see you. And it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
We're a hot spot for professionals.
No, literally.
Mostly in fighting and surfing. We're about to have the Surf Olympics here.
Yeah. San Clemente is a very, very big spot, hot spot for any professional athlete. We got professional dirt bikes, everything.
Yeah, well, I think SoCal in general just has the best fight, or not the. I won't say the best because
most talented.
We have a lot. We have a lot of good fighters.
We do have a lot of talent.
Like there's just a lot of gyms, and just I don't know what it is, but something about that SoCal weather, dog. If you just want to move here and fight, dog,
and that's why we're even more blessed to be with Ian. It's because you get so much talent in SoCal, so much talent in San Clemente, and there are a lot of coaches who see that and they can't do anything with it.
Yeah,
Ian is one of those people who can.
Yeah. Is this gonna be? Have you ever done any smokers for kickboxing before? Or is it gonna
I've
be
not.
Damn, so you're going straight from grappling to
official debut in striking.
Wow.
They're taking away my grappling from me. I'm not even allowed to clinch.
Yeah.
No.
After this though, we're both going on a streak of MMA fights.
Yeah.
we're going on MMA fight fully.
So how come? Why did you guys decide to do striking? Like, just pop? Did Ian decide it for you, or?
So Hung, he was like, yo, we have an event. This was right after his fight got canceled on Rampage, and I was like, dude, I need a scrap like this.
Yeah.
Like I originally actually applied for Border Patrol, and then that got denied. So I was like,
the viewers are gonna love that.
hey man, you know what? You got to do what you got to do. You got to live your life. Okay?
Hey, they're giving like a $60,000 bonus, I think, or something.
Yeah, they were giving me a bonus, but yeah, that's besides the point. But that failed out, so I was like, fuck it, dude. I gotta fight. Like I gotta figure out like something to do in my life. I'm just one of those people. But yeah, so then Hung like messaged us, and it was right after we sparred at his gym at Hardworks, wherever that is, like Newport
Great
somewhere.
gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Long Beach.
Yeah, or Long Beach. Yeah, so we sparred there.
Oh, they have 3 though. So you went to Hung's though? That was in the Long Beach. Yeah, that's in the circle.
So we went there. We sparred, or he sparred. I had a tattoo at the time, fresh. But yeah. So then he messaged us like later on and was like, "Hey, Ian, does Isaac want to fight?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Run it, bro." I was like, "I'll do whatever." I was like, "I don't care." And then he was like, "Oh, do you want anyone else on the card?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, Santino." And now we're just both on the same card. So
that's cool. Did you know who Hung was before?
No, but it was actually kind of funny. I met him at my first smoker. So my first smoker, he was in the corner of. He was just some random ass dude, just in the corner with Ian, as like cornering me as well. And I was
he was cornering you.
He just walked up, and I
Ian was like, "Oh, you know that guy."
Ian was the only coach there, and then I was just doing my smoker, and like literally on the second round, I go back to my corner. I see some random. Was he Vietnamese?
Yeah, he's Vietnamese.
Yeah, I see some like random ass short Vietnamese dude. I have 2 short dudes in my corner, and I'm like just sitting there like laughing because I was just like, after the fight, I was like, "Who the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, that's just my buddy," and I'm like, "Oh, I just know him," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And
They used to
like,
train together, I
there.
think.
That was Ian at Oyama's before?
Old training partner.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, Ian used to be at Oyama's and Hung used to be at Oyama's.
He originally wanted to coach at Oyama's.
Ian did?
Yeah. But
there's some drama.
He ended up at Fight Strong, and now he has us.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't know Ian went to Oyama's. I wonder if he was at No Limits, which was Oyama's first spot.
Oyama's was like Ian's like first gym. Or like not like first gym, obviously, because like but I think that's, you look in his old fights, like you can see Colin Oyama, the main coach, like in his corner teaching him. So
that's cool. Yeah, Oyama is tight, dude. That's a good gym, bro. They have killers, bro.
It's straight killers. Like I know some of our buddies walked in there to spar, and it was just insane.
Better get invited, bro, because if not,
it's
gonna be rough, dude.
Well, yeah, because they walked in there with Ian, and it's just like,
that's fine.
I mean, our homie Dylan, he's a straight scrapper. Like he's a weapon. But yeah, he walked in there. I mean, he did his work. I don't know how well he did. I don't know what fully went on.
Yeah,
but he did what he did, and I don't know. It's just insane because that gym is full of killers, and it's like
impressive.
I was working that day. Low key, kind of happy I was working, but not happy at the same time.
They got world champions on world champions.
Yeah, they just signed like 2 dudes to the UFC from that gym too.
Yeah, who do you know?
There's one dude. I think his name's like Gianni Marquez.
Gianni Vasquez. Yeah, he got dropped though.
Really?
Yeah, because
he had one. He just had his first debut.
Yeah, so the UFC has a rule where if you don't make weight, they're already probably gonna get chopped unless you're like a known fighter. That's the number one thing that is they require their fighters to make weight. Just because for the promotion, it's like in order for the promotion to keep going, you have to make weight, right?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Gianni, I've interviewed Gianni. I'm actually cool with him. We're friends, right?
Really?
So I know a lot of the story. But Gianni, he got called to fight like. I think it was like around 48 hours before the fight.
Yeah, very short fight.
Yeah, and he's never missed weight, bro, his whole entire career. So he was a little heavy, but he was like, I can make the weight, right? So he just couldn't make the weight. I think he was over by like 4 pounds, 2 or 4 pounds, right? The fight still happened. Great fight though, I don't know if you guys saw it, was a great fight, but both fighters got cut. Gianni got cut because of the weight, and then the other fighter got cut. I think because of his performance. I mean, the other fighter, he made weight, but I think it was the performance, even though it wasn't a bad performance, but they both got cut. Which makes sense though, because to me, it's like, if you're going to cut the guy that won and not cut the fighter that didn't make weight, this kind of wouldn't make sense. You kind of have to cut them both, right? Yeah. If you're going to cut one. I mean, at least the guy that won.
I do respect how they keep it strict.
You have to, bro. Honestly, it's unfortunate because Johnny's a really good fighter, bro. He was undefeated for a while, dude. I think this was his first loss in a long time, dude. And it wasn't a bad loss, dude.
Even then, like making it to the UFC is such a big accomplishment, especially now.
Yeah,
everyone's pushing for UFC fight. Like everyone's pushing for their UFC.
That dude's a lawyer too, by the way, in Mexico.
What?
He's a lawyer in Mexico. He
Really?
left all that to come
Really?
fight. Yeah,
The fuck?
he would fight on the side and then was like, I think I can do this full time. And so he moved to America and started fighting.
That's
Damn.
crazy.
It's kind of tough though.
Isn't that crazy, bro?
Kind of tough.
That is crazy.
I know when he told me that, I was like, what the
It's like that.
You're a lawyer, bro? What are you doing here,
Like
bro?
that one Asian girl or that
Oh,
one
the one that
Asian
knocked
girl.
out that chick with the kick?
Yeah, and she's like a fucking.
And then she had
she's like a doctor and something else, and like 2 other things that are
But
like
like her
really
parents
hard.
didn't know
Yeah,
that she was
yeah,
then
fighting.
she had to retire because
Yeah, and then it's like really hard career choices, and it's like, dude, what the?
doctor,
You're-
UFC.
Yeah, doctor in UFC and who knows, an astronaut at this
Yeah,
point.
right,
Like,
engineer.
dude. Like,
You guys
what
see
the hell?
Ethan Ewing? How he's like the safety.
Oh yeah, he's like the
safety guy
foreman of a
Yeah.
construction site, and
Yeah.
he got like congratulated when he came back. From
Yeah,
his
that's so
fight.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then he hasn't fought. Wait, did he fight recently or no?
He did. He
He
fought the
did.
last card.
Yeah, he did actually, but that was like the
Just
first time in a minute. I was wondering why they didn't call him
Yeah,
back or anything.
his first fight was short notice against Malcolm Elmaker.
Great fight.
Malcolm Elmaker is obviously was this prospect that they're building
Rising.
up. I still think Malcolm Elmaker's good.
I think so. Yeah.
But,
But I think Ewing's just better,
Ethan
bro.
Ewing's now everyone's saying he's like one of the best UFC prospects.
Bro, he's clean. His technique he beat Wellmaker with technique, bro. Wellmaker had the power, bro. And that's kind of what sucks, bro, is when you have something like power, speed, cardio, whatever, kind of get put in this box where that's like how the only way you know how to win now is
Yeah.
you just abuse that gift, you know? And then he got placed with Ewing, who he just had really good technique, really good skill.
Can mix it
He was-
together so well.
He was able to stay away from that power side, and then after a while, Wellmaker got tired. He didn't have that power no more, and that's when you saw, dude, the head movement on Ewing was crazy, bro. I remember watching him like, damn, that fool's got like head movement like he's a boxer or something, you know?
yeah.
All these new guys coming to the bantamweight division: Wellmaker, Ewing, Alexandre, Peyton Talbot. These are all prospects, and they're all in the bantamweight division.
Yeah,
There's freaking 5 dudes right there, and they're all bantamweight prospects. Bantamweight division, I think, has the most prospects in the UFC right now
yeah,
that will all eventually be ranked. And that's what you see with the lightweight division, is that now they're kind of getting stagnant because the old guys are too good. The old guys are beating all the prospects, and the prospects aren't able to go up in the rankings.
yeah.
But, with this new wave of bantamweight prospects, we'll see what happens. I think the bantamweight division is going to be the one to watch moving forward.
I've always liked that division. That's what O'Malley, right? He's in there. What's
O'Malley, Murad,
O'Malley,
Peter
Murad.
Yan.
Talbot,
Oh,
Omar.
dude, that Yan fight with Marab, dude.
Oh, yeah.
What do
Crazy
you think
skill.
happens in the rematch?
One of the most craziest show of skill in any UFC fight ever.
Yeah. Dude, that was one of my favorite fights of that. Was that this year? Yeah, it was this
Yeah.
year. So
Yeah.
that was one of my favorite. That,
The
that is
rematch
my
should go
favorite
either
fight.
way, and that is just showing how skillful that fight is. It was really amazing to watch.
Dude, Peter Yan, he put on a clinic, but I think in order to have done what he had to do, it's like, that's like catching lightning in a bottle, bro. Can you do it again? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think he had like 18 out of 19 takedown defenses.
Well, against Marab,
Yeah.
Marab, he chains his takedowns, bro. So if he doesn't get one, he'll go for something else.
I think it's also even better because like people said that like Jan was a fraud after, or like O'Malley was a fraud after he beat Jan.
Yeah.
So it's like they said all that, and then he came in with that, kind of showed a performance, and everyone's like, all right,
Yan.
maybe O'Malley did lose those first fights, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, Yan leveled up, bro. Like crazy, dude.
You know what I'm surprised of? Aljo, he straight up disappeared.
Yeah.
I feel like disappeared off the face of the earth after getting knocked out by O'Malley.
Yeah.
He had like one more fight after that, I think. or
Yeah, he
two
won it
more.
pretty easy too.
Yeah.
It's
It's like, dude.
I think right now because he's just invested in Marab, I'm pretty sure he's like got a management deal or something, so he's probably making money off Marab. I mean,
Probably.
that's kind of like
Yeah, because they're teammates, right?
yeah, they're teammates, and as you age, it's like you're gonna make money fighting, or you want to make money just off helping someone else
Coaching,
fight.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You can get paid the coach.
Yeah.
The UFC fighters got to pay their team.
Yeah.
Big part of it. And I think the bantamweight division is one of the best shows of how stylistic matchups can change the game. Because for Yan and Sugarshan O'Malley, it's a bad stylistic matchup for Yan. Going against a guy with good lateral movement, knockout power,
Long,
and longer than you.
way long. But because
Way
Jan's,
longer than you.
so because Jan's style is he comes forward a lot,
Yeah.
and
And he doesn't have a whole lot of head movement.
nope, exactly.
It's easier for O'Malley to snipe Yan than
Mhm.
it is for Yan to start his offensive game against O'Malley.
Mhm.
But for someone like O'Malley going against someone like Merab, O'Malley doesn't have as good as grappling defense as Peter Yan does. It's a worse stylistic matchup for O'Malley to go against Merab.
Mhm.
But that stylistic matchup is I think favors either Jan in the Merab Jan fight, but I still think it can go either way because that's just how good Merab is.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I think if I had to put money on it, I'd probably put it on Merab just because he's done it multiple times more.
Yeah, and he fought so many times in that year.
Yeah, that's the other thing too.
You gotta give
That's
the
a
man
good point.
cooldown.
Yeah. Yeah, he could have also been overworked. He doesn't seem like he takes his training seriously. You know what I mean? It's hard to say that because he's the champion, but it's like he seems like he likes to, he doesn't really eat healthy. He kind of like, he just tries to put in a lot of work, I think, is his mentality instead of actually like recovering well, being smart about how he trains.
They all got to be on something for their cardio.
Yeah, he's Georgian, bro.
They gotta be taking something for that cardio.
You think so? That Georgian supplements or what?
Yeah, Georgian supplements or something.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Merab's on some other level. And just to touch base on that O'Malley versus Merab fight, the other thing too that makes it a bad matchup is because of, like you said, how O'Malley is a sniper. He needs that distance, so he's constantly like moving backwards, moving off to the side to get that range to where he can snipe. But against a heavy wrestler like Merab, if you're not coming forward, you're just letting him take you down. You know
and you're completely right. Moving backwards, if you're moving backwards and someone shoots a takedown, you're probably going to get taken down.
You're helping them, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and O'Malley, he loves to take that. Like, one of the things he likes to do is he'll take that back step and lure you in to attack him, and then he'll hit you with like a long shot, like a little sneaky shot
with a cross or
something sneaky.
He'll come up with a knee.
Right.
I think that's what he needs to do more often with Merab is come up with that knee.
Yeah, the knee. He tried it though. He did try it.
The thing is, if you miss that knee,
taken down.
You're definitely getting taken down.
Yeah,
and you saw it with Kaya Sakura versus Bentoja.
Mm-hmm.
Never Kaya Sakura through that flying knee. You're just getting taken down.
Yeah. The other thing too is O'Malley's long, and so it's like once Merab grabs those legs, it's a lot harder to fight the takedown versus Jan. He's a lot shorter and more stumpy, so he can like if you take his feet away, he can kind of like in that one fight when he got the belt from Merab, their second fight, you saw where when Merab did take him down, he was able to plant with his arm and not let his knees hit the ground, and then he was able to push himself back up off that. You know, and that's something O'Malley just can't do. He's too long. You know.
Yeah. And like there is a benefit to going cutting down weight classes and being super tall. That's the downside. Yeah. You gotta take the good with the bad. You know, it's high risk, high reward. Yeah. It's high risk, high reward with that knee. You can possibly knock the fuck out of someone with coming up with that knee while they're coming into a takedown. It happened to me with Ian. I came in for a takedown, he kneed the shit out of me, gave me a concussion. Yeah. So it's high risk, high reward. You either get the takedown or you either get taken down or you get the knee.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. I never asked you guys, are you guys like in school for anything? You guys going to college or something?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to Saddleback right now. I'm a sophomore. But yeah, I'm in that spot where I kind of want to take a third year at this community college and focus on fighting. Because I'm so loyal to Ian. I wouldn't want to transfer to like a state away or to another city and possibly be around a team that's not suited for me. Yeah. Because I do want to take this fight career seriously.
I'm just working and scrapping, bro.
Yeah. It's all tough to build a future when you want to do fighting, right?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds so bad to say, but like the cold-hearted truth about it for me is like, if I make it pro, that's a big enough accomplishment. Like, until I get to that point, I'll start searching for the belt. But at the moment, I'm at that point where I'm just like, I need a fallback. Like, there's some people that can go all in. Like, there's just certain situations. Like, I'm not in a situation to like be like, oh, I can go all in. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I need to have that fallback, and I don't know. I just no school, working, scrapping. Yeah. See how it plays out. I truly believe I can make it professional though. So, yeah, see how it plays out.
Get used to Instagram, bro. You try to start posting stuff, try to make money.
No, I do.
Shit, you know?
I try and post as much as possible.
You don't have that much stuff, bro. I went on your page, dude. Hey, it's all good though. I get it. A lot of fighters.
This guy's way more full than me, but that's also like
that's the name of the game now, dog. Yeah, unfortunately,
I know. I gotta get into it.
It's hard. Bro.
I gotta start posting more for sure. But
just post training stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I think TikTok's the way to go. I'm not even posting a lot on TikTok. Gotta do that, but
yeah, I gotta hop on TikTok.
The algorithm on TikTok's a little bit different than it is on Instagram.
They don't like violence and stuff, bro. They're way more censored and stuff.
Well, yeah, that, but also like, if you look at like, I just realized it with Alexei Pergande. He makes insane videos. His videos get a lot of views. He only has 62,000 followers. Huh. You get that many views on TikTok where you're hitting up a 2 million view video.
Damn, he's getting 2 million?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, some of those, like, he gets 2 million views on his Instagram, on his reels.
Yeah.
And you make that on TikTok, and dude, those likes and those comments add up, and the next thing you know, the next video you post, everyone's following you.
Yeah.
Off just that one video that like blows up. So like I feel like TikTok's way bigger of a just like deal. You know what I mean?
It is. It is
social media.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know, like it's hard to make content by yourself, and you know.
What you mean, bro? Look it.
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
you know, I'm sure you know, but as a father, having to train and like you can set up your phone somewhere. You know, it's mostly just Ian recording for us, but to have an actual media guy come into your gym, I feel like that's something we need.
The edits and stuff.
And it's like me and him would love like of each other. Like,
we got talent. You know, we just need the facility, and now we're being able to train at Tenori, and you know, it's kind of all coming together.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll come over. I'll make some stuff for you guys, a little promo for your team or something. Do you guys have like a team, or you just run the gym name?
I don't know. We kind of just run the gym name. We just say like it's kind of hard because like obviously I mean it's a regular gym, so you have a lot of people coming, so you can't just say it's like gym name. You know what I mean? Like, but I would say just like we have like a little fight team, like me, him, Ian, Dylan, and we have another dude, Dean, and Luca, and it's just kind of just us five or six. I don't know.
Yeah,
it was kind of just us five, and we kind of just that's just it. That's the crew that goes around in other gyms. That's the crew that is like locked in on it. You know?
Yeah,
those are the people who want to compete. Of course, we got teammates that we're grateful for that help us train.
Yeah,
but hope to see them compete in the future. You know, I want success for every single one of my teammates.
Which we do have jiu-jitsu ones, but like MMA base, it's just kind of us.
All right, boys. Any messages you want to give the fans, the viewers, your friends and family?
We're coming for everyone. But I truly believe we are some of the most talented people in this game, and you'll see us in the pros.
All right, yes,
Come a year. See us in the pros, and we'll be in the UFC.
We'll make it. God is your ruler. He's the one that will lead you through everything.
Jesus is king.
Jesus is king. I have nothing else other to say than that.
You guys want to give out your socials? You know how where people can find you, anything like that?
Go first.
My name Santino Josenonaca. You just search that up in Instagram, and that's me. But super appreciative to be here. Thank you, Mel.
You're welcome, bro. You're welcome. How about you want to give out? I know you're not big on social media.
Oh,
but,
okay.
It's helpful, bro. It's helpful for your career and stuff.
Yeah. Isaac Romero at Isaac.Romero or ROM808. Hawaii State all the way, by the way.
You're from Hawaii?
My family, like my majority of my family is, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right, I'll include links to their stuff somewhere up here. I'll also put it in the bio. Probably the bio will be easier because you guys can just click it from the bio. Thanks for coming on, guys. Let your coach know I said what's up. Maybe I'll come. I want to come by and train with you guys sometime. I want to check out your guys' gym. Normally, when I do like promos for fights, dude, I'll try to go to like their gym because it's a cool vibe and I'll get a feel for their team. I'll train with them. You know. Today I couldn't do it today just because I'm too busy during the week.
We can make some great content.
Yeah,
I believe that.
But I'll come by, bro. I'll come check it out. I'll show some love, bro.
Yeah,
bro. Everyone else, come watch them fight. April 25th, WCK. Get your tickets. Hit that up their IG. Hit them up in person. Tickets are what are you guys selling tickets for right now? 65 or something.
I think it's $60 flat.
$60. Come support your people, man. Come support your people. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time, and goodbye.
Have a good one.
Later.
Yes, sir.